on the full moon. Yep.
Hate him.
I
Hate him.
did go ahead and kick the recording on, by the way. So
Oh, okay. So watch what I say, because we're live. That's what you're trying
Yeah.
to say.
Correctness has been engaged.
has that ever stopped any of us? This
And that was my most embarrassing childhood story.
I hope the world doesn't hear about this one.
Yeah.
this is our 10th session, guys. Number 10. I can't believe it.
We made it onto 2 hands.
We really did.
Yay.
It's hard to believe. Oh man.
Gosh.
What?
Oh my gosh.
And only 2 of us have died so far.
I mean, that's true.
I'm kind of wondering, like, if me or Theo dies, are we gonna have some weird patron bring us back?
You don't know until you try. You know, you might as well just give it a shot.
As
It
long as
mainly
I
just be
go for
Kyra
it.
smacking me and saying, "You idiot."
Yeah, that's funny. It's actually more people than I've ever killed in a game so far.
Oh.
But okay, so to be fair, Falbin's death was voluntary, narrative, which I've never gotten to do one of those. That was fun. And then Shade's death was like that was mechanically
Level 1 legendary.
right. Right.
Welcome to the jungle.
You're in the
Those were
jungle.
not fun in games.
He's going to take his 4th legendary action.
That was a tone-setting encounter.
Yep.
Be prepared to die at every turn.
I do love that, like, so many games start out with like, oh, go clear the rats out of the basement, and like that's fun and all, but like we still talk about that like session after session.
Yeah.
And now we're gonna kill rats.
Yeah, now we're gonna kill the rats for fun.
For fun.
I mean, that's the reason why Megan suggested, like, finally, like, yeah, I'll go with Uncle Tim, and it's because, like, he hasn't used destructive magic for fun in a while.
That's true. Hey, rats have souls, you know, so
Only little ones.
little souls.
Wait,
Wow.
does that mean we could sacrifice them to...
1,000 rats.
Substitute.
I guess you could.
Oh my goodness, like, what would happen if from now on people would sacrifice every rat they killed to Timon?
Wow.
Timon become a deity?
I
The
think you
deity
would.
of extermination?
Yes.
I mean, Kyra did say fame is the pathway to divinity, so
Yep.
you know, I love it. I love it. Wow. And
Magus would be like, you know, I was planning on becoming a god, but I think I'm just gonna die now.
Timon just be like, hey, buddy, you're here? Yeah.
You immortal too.
I really love when players roleplay as either other players or as NPCs. I have a fun memory from Curse of Strahd where I was playing a skeleton, and as such I was like not really welcome in towns. And also in this town, I was supposed to be dead. I was wanted by the local establishment. But we were
Wanted, dead or
dead. Yeah. So
Dead or undead?
but we had to get in there, and what was it? No. I wasn't wanted dead. The other player was wanted dead. So our wizard was wanted dead. I was fine. They were cool with me. And so she dressed up in like my hat and duster and stuff, and like painted on a skeleton, like a skull face, and like pretended to be me. And I spoke like, yeah, I'm Deadeye, you know, like real deep and like gritty, and she was normally very flowy, and like she was like a rich trust fund college student pretending to be like a dead cowboy. That was a good time, and that's when I was in a wine barrel marinating and turning my bones purple. What a good memory.
As one does.
As one does. All my Hero Forge art of him has like slightly purple tinted bones and clothing.
Purely for science. Purely for science.
Yep. I did use it to spy on people. They were drinking out of the keg that I was hiding in, which was nasty.
Tasty.
Man,
It's a bone broth,
there's a book I read about that a guy does that.
Really?
Oh man. Yeah. Just a second.
Wait, marinating like wine in bones?
No, where an undead creature hid in a giant wine flask.
Okay.
It was a psychic creature, and it was sitting there hiding it, like spying on a party.
Wow.
And the main character's like trying to keep people from tapping the keg and drinking out of it.
That's what happened to me. That's crazy. Oh, wow.
Daniel Green, published author.
Oh, boy. Yeah, Davey,
Hey.
we were talking earlier about my other personas in history or the internet, and there's one guy that's like this 80s like C-movie beefcake actor, and I hate him so much. Anyway, I know we did make this correction over Discord, but just for anybody else who's watching, 50 oxen to be sacrificed to Sidon. That was Pythor's plan, not 500. 500 is an insane amount. It is. I mean, 50 is still quite a lot. But that's 500 would like bankrupt the farming economy in the area. Yeah. Does anybody have any housekeeping before we get rolling?
I don't believe so.
Yeah.
Bought a poisoner's kit.
You did buy the poisoner's kit?
I did.
Cool. Did
haven't.
anybody decide who was going to watch over the Ultria Baby Yoda bassinet thing?
I could do that.
I feel like tactically it would be Theo. I'm not sure about morally.
I was thinking out of combat it would predominantly be Shade, but because he kind of took a protective stance over that.
And you
whole
guys can feel
thing.
free to
But in
trade out.
combat, yeah. Well, you said it's whoever attunes it is who it follows.
Yes, you would have to unattune to it, and then which you can unattune. You can unattune to a thing just like at will. Attuning to something takes an hour. So, if you wanted to like Shade, say you're attuned to it, and then you guys happen upon an encounter that you're not ready for, you could just drop the attunement, leave it behind, and charge into battle.
Right, and the attunement is just for following you around, right?
Yes. Also,
Okay, so
it means that I think you're the only one that it will listen to open and close.
Oh.
I don't.
Well, then I think like Shade, it would still work for Shade to do that. So like if we get into combat, Shade just says close and then leaves it be, and then after combat he comes back and has it follow.
Yeah. Can I tell it to follow somebody else for a short period of time, or does it
I'll say
just follow me?
Because attunement is kind of a link between a magic item and you. That's what tethers you together, basically. So
Okay.
it can only follow whoever's attuned to it, but you can push it like a shopping cart. Like it's
And you can tell it to like stop following you, right?
yeah.
Okay.
See, look at this, Theo. Your morals are getting responsibilities taken away from you.
Well, I mean, that's life for you.
Oh, okay. So I'm just noticing if I show an image to you guys and then show another one, they just stack.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, yeah. And like, no offense, cousin, but like, if we're going to have a supremely powerful and ancient being, I want him to learn from the guy who seems to be the most forgiving of all of us.
What? What?
First I was like, who the hell are you calling cousin? And they're like, oh wait, yeah. That was my idea. I made that happen. I've got total grasp of all the intricacies of what's going on.
We're good. Yeah.
That's why I record this shit so that I can go back and be like, oh right, I did say that. Okay. Wow.
I don't know why you think my morals are questionable or that I wouldn't teach it forgiveness.
I mean, like,
Kill the unarmored, wounded Linus.
yeah, it's like,
I'm-
we've had 2 encounters now where, like, you are like, let's go ahead and just outright kill the person. I have been, we'll give them one chance, and Shade has been, more redeeming than any of us.
I
true.
guess.
I mean, be nice to have a world left when we get to peace.
That's a
Yeah, that's why.
He just looks over from casting a random bonfire.
Evil.
You want to have stuff left over to cast bonfire on, okay?
It technically doesn't need stuff.
you can reburn charcoal, like
Yeah. I'm just trying to make this a utopia by getting rid of all evil. Why is that? Why is this a problem?
All evil.
The problem is because you're
birds.
still here.
I'm not evil. I'm good.
so.
I fight,
We're given
I
definition
fight
of
the
good.
bad things.
let me teach you guys really quick how to lock other tokens to your token so they'll follow you around. So does everybody have it looks like 2 chain links on the very left side of your screen. It's one of your tools, one of the Foundry tools.
Not seeing it?
Yeah, I'm not seeing.
Oh.
either.
Chain link.
No, yeah, okay, so on the guest account, it's not there either.
Nope.
Well, never mind then. I'll just do it for you. So so Shade, you're gonna be watching over little Sprout.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm gonna link that to you. Attach elements. Now, when you move your token around, it should follow you.
Oh.
Yeah. Theo, I already did that for you with Rue, but whenever we get into combat, I'll unlink it so that you can.
Oh, sweet.
Just so that you don't have to be like dragging boxes around stuff. I also might like link Kyra to one of you as well, just so that because I got monsters to move around.
Yeah, you
Probably
do.
Theo. Yeah.
Magus, who's totally crushing on her. It's like, wait a second.
I finally
Second.
got like an arm around her last session. Like we're making progress.
And all it took was my friend being ripped into 6 pieces.
Wow.
Comforting.
Wow.
Surprise.
Thanks for being a great wingman.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Best.
Have you met
Say
Dead?
Anytime. But no.
Okay, cool. All right. Well, I think that's all the random housekeeping stuff I wanted to do. Who wants to do the recap?
I guess I'll do it.
Okay, yeah. I dangle
So,
an inspiration in front of you.
So we picked up back in the Magic Glade or whatever it's called. Still standing in front of Demetria and her pet Gigan, watching the Gigan rip Falbin into, as was just mentioned, 6 pieces. Things got real weird real fast, where he got all purple glowy and magnetically back together, minus his clothes but getting stuck back together, so
Right.
that was a little awkward for the rest of the
Which
walk around.
Theo has mending, right?
Yes.
Like
yes, I
you
do.
could have fixed that at any point.
but he deliberately chose not to.
Just saying.
I'm sorry, I missed the last minute or so. What was I not fixing?
Oh, Falbin's
Falbin's
clothes
clothes.
because like his body like restitched together.
No, that's fine. That's a style choice.
Okay.
He's just making a fashion statement as one of the heroes.
Roger that.
Pretty soon you'll be
People are
seeing
gonna start
people.
copying it. No.
Oh yeah,
It's
this
like
is
a
the really short booty shorts with like the legs like hanging around their ankles.
yes.
Yes. Yes. So, Falbin inspired a new style of fashion trend.
You get another
with
point of
his-
fame.
Booyah.
So, so we left from there and went back outside with Demetria. She followed us, and then we started poking around to see if we could get a piece of the tree. We asked her nicely, and she helped us with that. So now we have the tree planted in the pot, and now we're carrying that around. We Magus basically exchanged numbers with the other dryad dude.
Glorious.
And
and he was a
Glorious.
satyr, like Theo.
Satyr? Oh, he was a satyr? Oh, satyr. Satyr.
Didn't get the
With the
names
satyr.
of the other satyr.
They were unimportant.
I don't know, maybe to you.
They don't have names in the modules. Like their tokens are just satyr and dryad.
So yeah, then we poked around the glade for a bit to harvest some magic ingredients, and then effectively herded a bunch of mostly high teenagers all the way back to. We stopped outside of the temple to decide on the squirrel, and right when we were about to say, all right, well, either we're gonna roast a squirrel or we're gonna roast a guy who's polymorphed into a squirrel and make him unpolymorph, he clonked himself in the head with a nut and turned into a gnome.
Yep.
So we carried an unconscious gnome and a gaggle of mostly high teenagers through the forest back to Astoria. Returned them to most of their families. Broke the bad news to the 4 that didn't make it. Dropped Nick off at his house so his animated robe could, warm him up with a fresh cup of coffee.
Yep.
And then we went on. We said, "Hey, party tomorrow," and ran over to the shrine, the dragon shrine. Returned the horn, and then took a big nap with horn juice, and had a vision of the. So then we had a vision of the Ultrias going through, basically sailing with a crew of a bunch of dead oarsmen and a cool little navigation-y gadget that we will probably see more of in the future. And now here we are, ready to party.
Yep. A brunch party.
Yep.
Which is
mechanics wise, was that considered a long rest?
It was, yeah.
Okay.
Falvin was asking that earlier. That was a long rest.
Cool.
Yeah, actually, slept really well. It was very, very peaceful. Okay.
Before we get to the inn, I would take the group aside and explain what I found out about the skin-bound book that we found.
Yeah.
And basically say hey, so I was able to find out that this basically is just a ritual for creating more maenads, and if she had the horn, she was gonna be able to create them instantly. Do you think this knowledge should continue to exist?
Burn it. Burn it.
I take it into an alleyway and
Before from that, the one thing I would say, and you know more about this than I, but if we know the method through which maenads are created, does that open any avenues for reverting them back to human form?
Would it? DM? Would I know?
The possibilities are endless. But I'd say, because I'm assuming you and Aesop would have looked at it together, go ahead and roll an Arcana check at advantage.
Okay.
almost an 18 on that first one.
Ooh.
There we go.
There we go.
Yeah.
And that's why advantage is great.
I know, right? So, advantage is a DM's best toolkit for I really want to give you this lore, but it shouldn't
Yep.
feel cheap. So, yeah, you think that it could be reverse engineered. You would probably need some help to actually figure out the means of doing so. But
Would this be like a transmutation thing?
sure.
I'm just thinking like you're talking about I need help. I'm thinking like, ooh, like could I talk to one of the professors back or the masters back at the academy about this sort of thing?
Yeah, sure.
All right.
That's a great place to start.
All right, then I will not burn the book. I will tuck it away.
Cool, because it would have totally worked. You would have totally been able to burn it. Yeah. No, I was gonna have to come up with something bad to happen to you.
Oh.
I'm glad I spoke up
I'm glad you did too.
because I was almost like, yeah, burn it. That's terrible thing. We should get rid of that.
Totally. The book that Lutheria penned by her own hand is gonna be just a diamond brand match away. I had to look because I have a box of matches on my desk, and I was like, "What's the brand?" It's diamond. Yeah. So you got to carry this grotesque novel around for a little bit longer,
Yeah.
but you know,
Yeah, maybe that bag of holding would be a good idea.
probably. I'll say that's a common enough magic item that if you guys had the gold, you could buy that here.
All right.
And
I think we definitely have the gold. After the selling of things.
Let me see if I can find it actually. Bag of, because the Dungeon Master's Guide is like famous for being really bad about like how much magic items should cost. So somebody came up with a sane magical items PDF that gives like suggested prices. So you'd be looking at somewhere in the range of 3,000 to 5,000 gold for bag holding.
Yeah. Well, that's what I'm saying.
We do not have that money.
Okay.
At least I don't. All right.
I think it's time for me to use replicate item and do bag of holding.
But hey, a helm of comprehend languages is only 500.
Meh. Don't need that.
Does it fly? If it doesn't fly, I don't want it.
And by the way, like you could keep it here while you guys are adventuring. You could like Aesop can basically
Sure.
like
Okay, yeah, like
he can set up like a sanctified area, cast some
do
warding
you have
over
a
it.
vault you can put this in?
yeah.
Because he has such a great track record of keeping hold of the helm.
That's a great point. Normally I'd be like, how dare you? But the reason you meet him is because he lost a thing.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean, the palace would have a vault. You'd probably have to convince either Pythor
Yeah.
or Honora to let you do that.
We can just leave it with Honora. She's already in a jail cell.
And people are there all the time. Lots of eyewitnesses.
Just stick that in the back.
Just put it under your cot
Easy.
of straw.
Easy.
Or we could just stick it in with the plant. Let him ride around in the little bassinet.
No, I will carry it on my person before that happens.
Yeah, we need it. We need a good influence for our plant child.
Not being good. Stick a flesh book with him.
Sorry, Theo, you're not good enough. We're going to let the Necronomicon babysit.
That's fine.
You can't make this stuff up, people. I love it. Okay, let's see. we should get on to partying, right? Because that's like
Yeah.
you guys
let's
have
get
been
on to
waiting for that. So let me. I did come up with a couple suggested activities. If I read off a thing for you and it sounds dumb, just tell me that it sounds dumb and you hate me, and that's fine. Let's see, ambient. We need tavern music. Where did I put that? Where did that go? You guys know where the tavern music is?
Probably in the party all night folder.
Yeah, probably.
Battle of the Bards.
Probably, yeah. Where the hell?
Where the devil are my slippers?
I know. Oh, it's
probably,
I have them still in the
that place that you put it.
I have a folder for the prologue because like we did a lot of music in the prologue and it's all in there and I need to move them out. Let's see. Do you want to do I'll do Smooth Criminal. That's a good one. This isn't very like hopping. Let's do into club. Yeah. Okay, so you guys approach the Dragon's Tooth Inn, and it's like 8 in the morning, 9 in the morning, and there's people that showed up last night, like kind of expecting a party, and they're like outside, kind of wearing off a hangover, a little disappointed that they like wasted a good hangover on like not the party.
We sent a runner. We sent an urchin.
You did, but there were people that like got started early. But anyway, you walk up and there's like 4 or 5 people kind of sitting outside on the benches, and actually I'm gonna roll a d6 for how many of them get back up to party again. One brave soul. One brave soul throws his tankard of coffee onto the ground. He says, "Shepherds of the Lost, let's do this shit. I'm so ready." And he swings the doors open and like proclaims your presence as you walk in, and everybody cheers. I'm
going to use prestidigitation to add just kind of a litof bit of a glow and like a kind of like angelic as we enter.
Yeah. Yeah. Kyra is like jumped up on a table and is like doing the raise the roof thing. She's like getting people hyped. She pulls out her lute and is playing this song, and stomping her foot, and people are like rushing you, asking you to tell them, you know, how you did what you did, what kind of crazy things you saw in the old woods. Is it safe to go back there? Do you want to fight? You know, like just engaging you in all these different ways. Falvin, you didn't get back to me on like what kind of thing you were wanting to do. Like, did you think about that some more?
No.
Well,
recovering from death and thinking about life. Pretty dampened, I'll say.
Fair. That's fair. Okay, well, I will say that somebody approaches Shade, and I'll tell you who it is. This is a game called Face Off, and it's about slapping people.
Oh, Shade about to kill a man.
So a hefty furbolg man, well over 7 feet tall, with some of the largest hands you've ever seen on a humanoid, He's got like lumberjack vibes, very quiet.
Oh man.
He walks up to you and he says, "It would be my honor to be slapped by the strongest man I've ever seen. But it can't be me. Would you like to have a go?"
All right. Hey Theo.
Hey, Theo.
holds his glaive out for Theo to hold. Can you hold my glaive?
Sure thing, Mike. If that means that you're gonna slap him.
I'm gonna make the assumption that Shade has at minimum seen this game played.
Yeah, so
if not played it himself before.
It's a popular tavern game where two competitors take turns smacking each other in the face until one competitor can no longer endure or commits too many fouls.
Hell yeah. I'll take your glaive.
The tavern owner, Delphion, shuffles over and he says, "The hits must be clean, with the open palm and directly onto the cheek of the opponent, nowhere else. The player being struck must remain still. Attempting to move, dodge, or defend yourself in any way results in an automatic foul. The only defense allowed a player being struck is their own fortitude compared to the strength of the attacker." So basically, he's going to toss a coin. The challenger calls, so the Furbolg is going to call, and then the winner will choose to go either first or second, unless you guys agree on an order before the toss. So he's going to flip a coin. Davey or Shade, could you roll a 1d2, please? And
1d2.
He's gonna call heads, which is 1, and tails will be 2. Okay, so he wins the coin toss, and so he's gonna strike first. So basically, he's going to make a strength check contested by your Constitution ability check. So he has a. Well, I won't tell you what his strength score is.
Oh my.
Oh wow. Wow. Okay, that's a tie.
What?
Okay, let's see. What does this mean? Compare your strength check and then consult the table.
Glancing blow.
Okay, so if it's a equal or lower, that's a miss and there's no effect. So he misjudges the length of the table, fingertips glance across your face, does no damage, it's a miss. Let's see, what is... Player loses if their endurance reaches 0. Oh, you have at a level of endurance points matching your Constitution modifier, which is what, +4?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, cool.
Yep. All right, so Shade kind of stretches his arms. All right, you said it's a
strength
check.
Uh-huh.
All right, he's gonna go for it. Open hand.
Okay, he also has some traits that I need to double check.
Oh, come on.
He uses a legendary action.
What?
Okay, by the way, fouls. So you know, fouls. A particularly poor strength check can be a foul. If the total of your roll is 7 or lower, that's a foul. If you roll a natural 1, that's 2 fouls. And if you try to get out of the way, that's a foul. No magic allowed. Let's see. What does he have? He has hard hitter, graceful save, and tough cookie.
Man, it sounds like this guy is built for this game.
Yes. So he's gonna
He's an Olympian.
He's gonna use his tough cookie feat, and and it's a. Oh no, it doesn't matter. He rolled a natural 1. So he's like confidently taking a swig of his drink while you go to slap, and you just connect and knock the drink like 10 feet away from him, and you beat it. Oh yeah, that's technically a critical hit because you beat his contested result by 10 or more. So he goes down 2 points from his okay, and he has disadvantage on his next strength check, which is coming up now.
Oh dang.
Cat slapped.
Magus kind of leads the crowd and they're like, oh.
So he's gonna roll up his sleeves and kind of flex his arms, and it seems like he's gonna use a feature for his strike here. So here comes the strength roll. Natural 20. I don't even need whatever that feature was. And he can only use these once a game, by the way.
Nice.
So
he used it.
Natural 20. What does that mean?
He drops to the floor and dies.
Actually, I think only natural 1s count. Basically, he's just gonna add his, which actually he gets. Oh, he gets so much. He gets so much. So much. So that's a 30 total for his roll. So he beats you by. Oh no, he had
10.
disadvantage. Remember, he had disadvantage.
He's got disadvantage.
I forgot. I'm so sorry.
I assumed his trait resolved that. So,
Okay, so he still gets 25. So he doesn't beat you by more than 10. He beats you by 5. You're down 2 endurance points. So I think you're at 2.
So I'm down 2. Okay.
Yeah, because he smacked you pretty good.
Okay.
So you're at about half. But it is your turn now to roll a strength.
All right. Strength.
He rolled pretty bad. He rolled 13 and you got 21. So you beat him by more than 5. So you guys are tied at 2 endurance points.
Oh man.
And
he had 6?
He had 6.
Ooh, nah.
I gave you the hardest guy. I figured why not?
Yeah, he's the big one. He's the big guy.
He's the big one.
All right.
Okay, he's gonna try one last time.
Shade'll brace himself. I got a Constitution check.
24. Okay.
20.
So really
just
close. So you drop 1 endurance. So still
down to 1.
Still in the game. You have like some blood
Feeling
dripping from your lip. You know, you guys are both bruised on the face. But yeah, go ahead with your hit.
All right. Strength.
That is a 15 for him. So you beat him by 1. So he goes down by 1. You guys are tied at 1. You guys are like, you've got like cauliflower ears. You're like struggling to stay conscious. He's gonna slap you now. He's been rolling really well. Not this time. That's a 13. He misses by more than 5, so you regain 1 endurance.
Awesome.
So now you're beating him.
Endurance back into you.
Yep, you're beating him by 1.
All right.
Like the whiff of air like refreshes you.
A breath. Needed that one. All right. Roll his shoulders and go for it.
Oh, nice. Let's see, what does he get? You beat him by less than 5, but you beat him. So he is. How do you slap him out of the game?
So basically, it's like I wind up for. See, he's flagging. You can tell he's struggling to stay up there, and he kind of almost leans into it as I smack him across the table, and he just topples straight to the side with my hand, just crashing into the chairs, just down.
Flashes go off like Rocky style, like sweat and spit just fly everywhere.
Man, that guy was tough. And Shade would go around the table and like help him back up to his feet if he's like.
Oh yeah.
It's like.
It's like
pour some
Rocky.
ale on his face.
Yeah, you guys had a friendly conversation. You pour ale on his face.
Yeah, like because I basically knocked him unconscious, right?
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah.
So it's like just like a little bit like a quick splash to be like, wake up, man. And just like pull him back up to his feet. Get a pint for him. Come on, man.
Everybody cheers. Like the fact that you guys both have furry faces kind of muted the sound of the slaps. Normally it would have just been like resounding throughout the hall. But yeah, people are psyched. That was cool. A little rules heavy,
I did
but
not expect to win when you're like a furball. You know, it's like, oh no.
So he had a plus. What did he have? He had a +6 con, +5 strength. What is dexterity? So he had an ability called Graceful Save, where if he was going to commit a foul, say like if he rolled a really low strength or if he rolled a natural 1, he could add his dex modifier to try to prevent the foul, but whatever. And each of there's like NPCs built into this, and they have different like setup feats and stuff. It's kind of neat. I'll save that for later. I mean, if anybody else wants to do it, that's totally fine. But yeah, I had a game idea for Theo, and Theo, tell me if you hate it or not. But people are interested in your musket. They're, they've heard.
Yeah, they are.
They've heard report of of this thing, and they're really curious about it. One particularly savvy gnome youngster has put together that there's like the lock mechanism at the back near the trigger is what like sends the spark that ignites the powder. And I know right now you're using magical bullets, but you have used mundane powder before.
Precisely.
And so his idea is there's a big chandelier in the middle of the tavern. It's lit with candles all around, and his idea is you stand directly underneath the chandelier, and like you're balancing a broomstick on your hand, you balance the musket bore down on your palm with the with like the trigger part sticking up in the air, and you load it with powder only, no projectile, and basically cock it, and then balance it with it sticking up in all the middle of the candles. And the goal is to keep it steady and balanced without letting it fall to the side, because if it falls to the side, it will pass close to a candle and light the powder and fire off in your palm, if that makes sense.
Oh, a balancing game.
Yeah, so it would be like sleight of hand or like just whatever dexterity, and like you would try to keep it going for a certain amount of time, and then if you beat the time, you can just drop it straight down and be fine. But he would be betting you that he could do it longer. So if you wanted to front money, you could. You could also just have it a friendly competition.
Well, this is how is this a young person?
He's like your age, yeah.
I see. And I would be giving them my firearm to do this challenge.
Yes. Now,
Well.
you don't have to do this. This is just the idea I came up with.
That's a positive influence right there. See, I can have a positive influence on youngsters.
Yeah,
Let's
you're gonna
do
have them
this.
do the knife game with guns.
I'm sparking imagination. Yes, let's do this.
Cool. Do you want to bet gold or not?
He's a youngin. He probably needs it for his tuition. So,
He'll suggest like 10 gold as a bet.
sure. He's a
Okay.
richin.
Yeah. Cool. So he puts the gold on the table, and you match it. And if you want to do a coin flip, just like David did, to see who goes first. Since he challenged you, he'll be the challenger, but I'll let you'll do the flip.
Boom.
Okay. So since he won the toss, he actually wants you to do it first.
He wants to see how it's done. Nice.
Yeah. So basically, we'll say like you want to try to keep it up in the air like 10 seconds, and for every let's say there's like 3 time periods, 3 checks you have to make, and they get harder up until the 10 seconds. And if you fail the DC before that, the gun goes off because it will brush against a candle.
I see.
So it would be a dexterity. I don't know if you're proficient in sleight of hand or anything, but otherwise it'd just be a raw dexterity check. We'll say
I'm not proficient.
We'll say the DC is 10, 15, and 20. So you need to beat all 3 of those DCs before the time in order to win.
Better get rolling.
That was almost a nat 1 on my screen. Okay, so you pour the powder into the lock mechanism, cock it back, throw the hefty butt of the gun up in the air, and place it in your palm. It's steady. It's like rock steady. You've probably done this in your free time, honestly.
Oh yeah. Every day.
And you just watch it stock still in the midst of all these candles, less than a foot away from open flame. But go ahead with the next roll. You need a 15.
Nailed it.
Even better. It's like it's stock still, and as the room kind of like goes quiet, because I think people are like a little afraid of like hearing this thing go off because they've heard about it, but they haven't actually heard it. Your focus just intensifies, and it's like you're a statue, and it's part of the statue. One more roll. You need a 20. And kaboom! you kind of look around pleased at your performance, and then it falls past the candle, goes off in your hand. You're not gonna take damage. It hurts, but people are still excited, and they cheer. So basically, how this will work: if he is able to do, he only has to meet your current success, so he doesn't have to do the full 10 seconds in order to win. He just has to
beat 2 of the 3.
So actually, we'll say if he ties you, money goes back to where it was. If he loses, you get his money. If he beats you, he gets your money.
Okay, all right.
So
Kyra's in the corner blowing up a paper bag.
yeah, all right, so here's his first roll. He fails the first roll.
Not as easy as it looks, eh, lad?
No. he drops the gun. He's like, his palm is like black. And he goes, "Oh, that was a stupid idea. Oh, I'm so dumb. Of course you would be really good at that, and I'd be really bad at it."
I would not take his money and give it back to him.
Are you really? Are you sure?
Positive.
He goes, "He's noble. Look at that. He didn't even take my money." And everybody cheers. They're like clapping you on the back. People pick you up and they're like parading you around the tavern.
Tuition.
And then we come over to Magus. Magus, what did you suggest for your stuff? Like
I wanted to something like acrobatics based. Like what I suggested was like climbing to the top of something, or like a parkour race sort of thing.
Oh, a parkour race. I actually really like that. That's a
Parkour.
That's a great idea. Okay, so the route will be, Okay, the route will be who can get up to the dragon shrine and back the fastest. And Aesop will confirm whether or not somebody actually made it.
All right.
And you can take any route you want. And as far as like rulings, we'll take your speed into account. What is your speed? 30?
My speed is 30.
Okay, so it'd be the same. But we'll say you can use whatever features or spells you want to affect things.
Oh no, did I have it prepared or not?
What were you thinking of?
I do not have Expeditious Retreat.
Okay. I was gonna say Expeditious Retreat. I might give you disadvantage on like parkour stuff, so you'd have
that's
to.
fair.
You'd have to take a
Just
longer.
run smack into a wall.
Right, and like so. So it's a half elf kid who's like looks pretty spry, and they live here. They know the town well. They know the back alleys, and so they would probably be taking more of a parkour route. So, but since you don't have that, you guys have the same speed. So we'll boil it down to like acrobatics or athletics checks. So you guys will be making contested checks. We'll say like, we'll say 2 up, 2 down, and whoever wins out of that wins.
All right. Yeah. How does he challenge me? Is he just?
Oh yeah. So he walks up and he's got like flames on his sandals. And he says, "Hey, think you hot shit, huh? Think you hot stuff?"
I just reach over and like grab someone's ale, take a swig, like spray it up into the air and cast bonfire in the middle of it. So like,
Oh, badass. Okay.
just a bit.
Hey, well, you think you know this town? Hey, you don't know this town. I know this town. You think you could beat me in a foot race? I bet not. I got flames on my shoes.
I look over to Kyra and give her a wink. It's like, yeah, I think I could beat you.
Says, alright, first to the dragon shrine and back, okay?
I don't know why I'm doing like a baby Danny or baby not Pacino, De Niro.
Yeah,
Hey, pretty tough, yeah.
I'm doing the face in the video. So all right, but he goes and like lines up outside like he's running track, and
I like divest myself of like my carrying pack and stuff like that, so it's just down to my clothes and my armband.
Okay.
And hand it over to Shade.
All right. You got this.
Yeah.
All right, whoever wants to count it down.
I would say like,
I'll find
I'm gonna give it to Kyra to count it down, or unless someone else wants to. Oh, you have guns.
uh-huh.
Yes.
Musket off when it's still.
The first use of a starting pistol ever in this world.
Starting rifle.
Starting rifle, right? As they all should be. Cool. So you aim it up in a safe direction, and you kill. You kill a deity who happens to be flying up and around. No, you don't load it. Or you could. You have magic bullets that you don't run out of.
Just angle it a little bit over towards the centaur army. So.
Yeah. So, oh boy. Here. How about this? If you take a longer route, the DC. Or you'll get a bonus to your roll, but you have to make. No, that's unnecessarily complicated. I like the 2 and 2. We'll stick with that. I shouldn't be making games up on the fly because I don't know how to do it. All right, so Theo fires off his gun, and you guys tear off, Which way are you going, by the way? I'm just curious.
It looks like I'm just gonna like climb up the ivy on the south wing of Eros and just dash across the rooftops of the king's palace.
Okay, so that would be an athletics check to climb.
Ooh.
He is going to. He's gonna do like some cool like slides under like carts and stuff that are taking the main road. So he'll contest you with acrobatics, but go ahead and roll your athletics.
Aw, dang it. I don't have athletics, I have acrobatics.
We'll say he has a +4 to acrobatics, a +2 to athletics.
Dang. I think I'm similar. This was not a good plan.
Okay.
I am going to use inspiration and re-roll that.
Wow, you guys both rolled like trash. But you're gonna, you know what? I'm gonna use my DM inspiration.
Oh no! Oh no!
Time to use.
No!
Oh, way better. Okay, so a cart is passing by. He almost looks over his shoulder to kind of gloat at you, but then he realizes no, he has to take this seriously. He does a cool slide under the cart and then goes towards the stairwell south of Eros. And you, one of the lattices snaps in your hand as you go to climb up, and you lose a couple feet, lose some momentum, but then you get up on the roof and start running. Okay, next spot. Actually, do you want to move your token to like where you're going?
I'm just gonna be like, I guess up here now?
Yeah. Oh,
and Kyra's just running alongside me.
Oh yeah, she easily keeping up like while she's riding. Like, oh yeah,
time pacer.
Not even looking at the ground. Megas, that was kind of embarrassing.
Shut up.
Okay, so you've got a flat rooftop and then kind of a jump down to the street up ahead. So
like I'm imagining like rooftop to rooftop to like outcropping to rooftop.
So that would involve
down.
like a little bit of a wall run on the rocky surface here. So a wall run would be acrobatics, I would say.
Yes.
And your opponent is going to do an athletics thing because he gets stopped by traffic and he's climbing up over a thing. So go ahead and roll your acrobatics and he'll roll athletics.
Come on, I gotta do better on this. What the heck?
You guys tied, actually. So, I wasn't keeping score. Megas and other guy. I should name him at some point. So, you had a failure, he had a success. This is a wash. All right. Up next, you are across the roof, over top of the dungeons. You make your way down to the Dragon Shrine. You slap the door. You are a little bit behind other guy because he's coming back as you get there. And he goes, "Hey, sucker." And coming back, what's your route? What are you gonna do?
Okay, is there a similar so it would be a similar climb to get up on the roofs again?
It'd probably be a tougher climb because there isn't that handy dandy lattice. It would be like a little more technical. But there is also that stairway that goes to the north.
So what my plan coming back is to take through the main king's route.
Yeah.
And then I'm gonna jump across this gap to get back onto the flat roofs again.
So if you can convince me why it'd be acrobatics, I'll let you do it. Because I think this a long jump would default to athletics.
Right. I'm going instead of doing a long jump, I'm going to do almost like a climber's jump and hanging onto the ledge of the roof right next to it.
Yeah.
To kind of swing myself over onto it.
That's cool. I'm glad you know stuff about parkour because I don't. The other guy's gonna do a gainer for no reason, so that's gonna be acrobatics for him. He's just running out in the open and then just does a gainer. So, okay.
All right. So where am I making this roof jump?
Yeah.
All right.
All right. He rolls. Oh, bad. Really bad. he does the gainer, and then somebody reading the paper just like walks in and just collides with him as he's upside down in the air, and he knocks over. Hey. And he gets back up on his feet. You guys are in about the same position now because you cleanly grab onto the roof and swing over, and you guys are neck and neck coming back in.
So I'm. The next thing I'm going to do is I'm just going to just straight like dive off of the roof of Eros, and I'm going to pull my intro trick again and like feather fall at the last second and do a roll and continue on.
Sick. Do an acrobatics
Nice.
at advantage because the flavor is just so good. He's gonna try to like do a parkour jump across the like pond in the
There we
in
go.
the square. Nice. He doesn't get advantage because I've already used that. Oh, so close. He rolled a 21. You do just a graceful dive off of arrows, and then glide in with your feather fall and land gracefully at the front door as he he flips over the water tank or the water pond and meets you face to face. Well done. That was really creative.
Nice.
I wasn't sure if you were gonna win.
Neither was I.
Hey, you know, pretty good out there. Yeah.
So do I get your shoes now?
Hey, you know, yeah, have them.
Yeah. No. You have sandals now that have flames painted on them. They don't do anything for you except, you know, I guess they give
Label you a douche canoe.
They give you
Yeah.
they give you advantage in persuasion checks to convince other people that you're a douchebag.
Right. I am going to offload these to a charity as soon as possible.
Cool. Awesome.
Yeah, I'm walking on barefoot. Yeah.
Oh, hey, look, a barefoot child. Feel like you need some shoes, and I'll give them back.
You just
Your charity humiliates me.
Those shoes should humiliate you.
oh, and he goes home.
As he should. I go back in to drink.
Well done. Pancake balls are flowing. Falbin, what are
Yeah.
how you doing?
Oh, I'm doing. I'm seeing everybody else has won their competitions.
Yeah. And that's cool for them.
Staring contest.
So
I
out of the blue, Falbin, the table you're sitting at starts to scoot to the side a little bit. There's like that telltale like wood on floor, and like and a tile of the floor pops open, and there's Timon, and
He's, hey, Falcon, yeah, you don't look like you're having such a good time. I could hear sullenness in this corner.
Wow.
Tell you what, I brought you a rat. I killed it.
Can I offer you a rat in this trying time?
I've been curious. You know, I'm a man of science. I'm a student of all sciences, really. And I know that Medusas can petrify things. Can I see you do that? If like on a rat? If I give you a rat? You can come under the table. We can just do this under the table.
And do this under the table. Wow.
See, this is why girls don't hang out with Timon.
what is it?
why he's alone.
Is it the Hulk Hogan mustache? Surely not.
I think the raticide was the line that was crossed.
So, out of curiosity, is a DM question. Like,
Yeah.
Does the thing need to be alive for me to petrify it? Can I petrify a dead thing because
We'll
it can't DC roll?
We'll say it has to be alive, and he says, "Oh, actually, I thought I should probably have a live one just in case." Oh no, here's a live one right here, and he grabs a live one and has it. Yeah.
Huh.
Cat-like reflexes.
This is it's kind of weird for Falbin. I've never.
I know you've wanted to try it. I mean, I'm sure you've done it in your spare time.
All the time, right?
Yeah, all the time.
I guess. For you, Tim,
For you.
I will satisfy your curiosity. And
Well, I mean, I'm not only here to cheer up your spirits, but I also, brought you potions. I've been working on them.
oh, you did you?
Yeah. Anyway, let's do the rat thing first, and then
Under the table.
under the table.
Falvin takes the rat and looks into its eyes.
It's
the poor little
dumb,
thing
stupid,
becomes,
beady eyes.
Yeah. So I guess do I need to DC roll against it?
What is the save? I'll have him.
It's
roll a
pretty
save.
sad. Let's see here.
5e rat stats.
It has a -7 to every save.
Needs to beat a DC 8.
Constitution?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, he has a -9 to Sorry, no, not -9. 9. He has a 9 to Constitution. Wow. Okay, so that's the
Man,
DC
they're
is
almost as
so
hardy as a
low.
person.
See, that's why I'm really keen on giving this a scaling attribute, because okay, well it does scale, but that's kind of sad. What, DC 14 at 20th level? Come on. All right, 1d20 -1. Let's see how it does. It rolled a natural 20. So with just the most empty look, it looks at you and just is not even registering what's going on.
Not impressed.
And you keep looking at it. You can repeat it, right?
Sure.
It says on your turn you can use your bonus action to force the same creature to repeat it with disadvantage.
Oh.
So that's cool.
Okay.
So
I guess it's my turn
that's
again.
only if it fails the first time.
Oh, I see. Because that set. Okay, I see. Well, I guess you can do it again. Timon is looking away. No, he's got his goggles down over his eyes, and he's kind of looking away. He's like, "Did it work? Is he? I don't know. He still feels squishy. Do they fit? Is that how it's supposed to go?" And he's squeezing the rat, and it's like.
Yeah. Try one more time.
Oh, okay. All right. Holding still. 1d20 -1. There it is. That's an 8. So he technically passes.
Yep.
Oh
This
my
is some
God.
bullshit.
Rat.
This is a Pixar main character impervious rat.
Tell you what. Immediate DM adjustment. The base DC for this is now 10. And then
Look at that.
until we talk about it further, the scaling
Upgraded.
DCs have been increased by 2. So at 10th level it's 12, 15 at 15th level it's 14, and at 20th level it's 16. We'll talk about it more in depth later, but the DC is 10 because 8 is fucking bullshit. And the rat turns to stone in Timon's hand. And he goes,
Poor thing.
Wait, is it working? I think it doesn't feel heavier, but if it's stone now, it should be heavier, right? Wait. Is the total mass of this creature the same? This must be some sort of porous rock to have a lower density. It's not like granite. This is like limestone or some shit.
Don't. Yeah. I'd be careful. If you ever want to bring that rat back for experimentation purposes, I wouldn't drop it.
Oh, I got another one. He pulls out another fresh one. Who do you think you're talking to? It's okay. Well, how do you feel doing that? Have you ever done it before?
Yes.
Oh,
That's
that
that's all Falbin's gonna say.
all right. It seems like that's a story that should be between you and your therapist, because I'm not that trusted guy for you yet. We'll see how our relationship goes, and maybe we'll get coffee sometime, and maybe we'll talk about our fears and aspirations. But I can clearly see that we're not there yet, and that's totally fine.
Uncle Tim and licensed therapist.
Oh no, I'm not a licensed therapist, is what I would say if I heard somebody say something challenging my, position in this whole matter. I am not a licensed therapist, and I realize that. I understand I'm an untrained associate. Not even, we're friends? Are we friends? That's up to you. I consider you a friend, but you don't have to answer that. Just circle yes or no on this paper, and flush it down the toilet.
One of his business cards.
Please accept this take-home test.
Flush it down the toilet. I'll find it. Anyway, well, thank you for entertaining me with that. And as promised, here are your potions. And he hands you the 3 potions. The Essence of Ether, which... Wait, Timon, the proud creator of Bag of Rats. Did you just make this up?
No, I googled it. It's an actual home brew. Somebody else made this.
Oh my god.
Somebody else made a Bag of Rats.
Can you read this for the good people at home?
All right, so this straight from D&D Wiki, Bag of Rats, 5e equipment. It is a wondrous item, uncommon. The Bag of Rats is a leather bag weighing 15 pounds. It appears to be a bag of holding and functions as such when you attempt to place items within it. The interior is extra-dimensional and contains a swarm of rats held in stasis. Curse. When you attempt to retrieve an item from the bag, the swarm of rats is released. The swarm appears in space also occupied with you. All other items placed inside the bag are also disgorged. The bag becomes a non-magical sack.
I love it. It doesn't say how much it can hold as far as items,
Just
right?
a swarm. Just a swarm.
Functions as such when you attempt to place so they don't come out when you put items in.
No, you can just you get, bag of holding, start shoving stuff in it, and then when you go it's in my bag of holding, rats.
So rules as written, this has unlimited storage potential. But
I
you
would
can't.
think it would function just like a bag of holding, which
right.
has.
That's
What
funny.
is it?
Like,
But yeah, sorry. I just while we were talking about that, I'm like, is Bag of Rats a
is that
thing?
real?
Yeah, he tried using that at one of my birthday parties. He was supposed to be a magician. No one liked that trick.
Yes, yeah, actually that is like established backstory. Like we did talk about how Timon was always at family functions with Megas and doing unapproved things. So the potions that Falbin gets are a Assassin's Blood, which a creature subject to this potion, poison, which must be injected, has to make a saving throw, con saving throw, and on a failed save, they take 1d12 poison damage and is poisoned for 24 hours.
Oof.
Long time. Essence of Ether, a creature must succeed on a DC 15 con save or be poisoned for 8 hours, and they are unconscious. They wake up if they take damage or if another creature takes an action. So it's it's the ether. And then Truth Serum. A creature must succeed on a DC 11 con save or be poisoned for an hour. The poison creature can't knowingly speak a lie as if it were under the effect of a Zone of Truth spell. So these are all the things that Falbin gathered ingredients for in the ancient glade. And
Very fancy.
yeah. And they're also worth kind of a lot of money.
Yes, they are.
When I saw that, I was like, is he just going to go sell these? Because, you could. Not back to Timon, but that's how you break in-game economies. But yeah, he hands those to you, and he says, would you like me to stay? I can't really tell based on your vibe because we don't have eye contact if you want to be alone or if, how you doing? Are you doing okay?
I'm doing all right. I do think we wanted to talk to you about something.
Well, how about
So you
this?
should stay.
I'd love to stay. How about this though? What are you guys doing the rest of the day?
I don't think we have any plans other than to discuss a matter with you.
Well, if you want to kill 2 rats with 1 firebomb, we can blow this joint. We can take this secret route that you see me standing in right now, and we can do a little rat hunt. It's quiet down there. It's just me, and then you and your friends, and we can talk about stuff, and we won't be interrupted except by rats.
I guess I would I'd kind of motion to the rest of the group.
Falvin just
Do
like
we wanna
leans
leave
out
the
from
party
underneath
and, like,
the table.
Crawl under the table.
Looks like you had a bit too much to drink. Already under the table, eh?
Shade kind of wonder, what are you doing?
Shade like
there's a
leans
whole
his
world down here, man.
huge form down under the table. Timon is just like waist up from the floor.
Oh,
Hey,
hello, Timon.
hey, Shade. I might have to open this hole up a bit bigger. Delphine's gonna kill me, but he's never gonna catch me. So
What are we?
you want
Shade like stands up and looks around. Like, I assume by this point we've been partying for a little while and stuff is just kind of going on.
Yeah, people are like, asking you the same stories you've told 6 times over, and giving you more and more drinks, and like it could go on all day, however long you want.
Magus is currently up on one of the chandeliers, like catching drinks that are being thrown up to him.
Yeah, sick. Kyra's juggling pancake balls.
Go over at my cousin and say, "Yeah, I think I think that would be all right if we spent some time with Uncle Timon."
You're saying that to me?
No, I'm saying that to Timon.
Oh.
They're on the chandelier catching drinks.
Should we? Shade just like kind of looks back and forth between Timon and Magus. Should we get him? Pointing up at Magus.
I mean, yeah, that'd be up to you. I'm not gonna. I'm gonna stay here, halfway in, halfway out.
I'll toss a drink at my cuz and say, "Hey, Uncle Timon's here. Come on down and say hello."
Like, Magus immediately looks around. Did anyone else did that name register with anyone in the crowd?
Not really. No.
Okay.
Everybody, Timon!
Or was it like, oh, Uncle Timon?
No, like people kind of just ignore him for the most part.
Okay.
Like he keeps the rat population down, but
Yep.
they don't want to interact with him generally.
In that case, I'm going to take the drinks, and I'm going to pour the current one out on the table directly beneath me, and then do a flip down and prestidigitate the table clean as I land on it.
Oh, so like a little danger. Like, oh, is he gonna slip?
Yep.
Oh, that's clever. Cool. Kyra kind of can tell that this is like an image thing for you a little bit, and she is going to launch into the first part of her epic to get attention. So she's drawing the attention of the crowd.
I will actually message her
Yeah.
and say, when you're done here, I need you to talk to Valis. Because you can run.
I can. What do you need me to talk to her about?
What we are doing here with the sacrifice. Since it was our idea of our volition, if after we're done, the centaurs attack, is your brother able, under the oath, to attack and defend his city?
Well, my first guess would be if they attacked when the terms of the oath had been fulfilled, then it would be an unauthorized use of force, and so that would be, well, Pythor himself, though, it would fall under whether or not the centaurs are servants of Sidon, because Pythor can't directly attack servants of Sidon.
Right, but if servants of Sidon attack him unprovoked, attack the city, would that also be like? I want the goddesses of trickery and wisdom to find us loopholes.
I'll see what I can do. I'll go speak to her. You bet. Right after this verse.
Oh, I wouldn't interrupt you.
I need to workshop some things. And she starts going off. But she promises she'll be back.
Megas turns around, sees Shade halfway in the hole, kind of stuck. I don't know if I'm gonna fit in this hole.
I didn't learn Greece, man. You're gonna have to figure this out.
Oh, I didn't either. That's why I'm really shaky with mythology.
Wait, I think I did. I learned Greece.
Wait, did you really?
I don't think we want to get that messy.
Fair.
I mean, we are going to go down the sewer, so it probably doesn't matter too much, but image, you know?
Yeah.
Grease, under the table, in a bar.
That's, yeah, fair.
Not my first time.
Yeah, how do you get Shade down in the...
Oh no! Like, I don't have Thunderwave, I don't have Force spells currently.
If you don't have an immediate solution, I'll say Shade, roll an athletics check.
All right.
Yeah, you flex your core and your arms, and the stone floor right around the tile where you're standing breaks in a little bit and gives you enough wiggle room to sit down in.
Okay, all right.
Sends a couple like crumbles of tile down on the rest of you. Wow.
Nope. Grabs his glaive, like wiggles it down.
This is so freaking dumb. I love it.
All right.
And Vegas will give a quick glance around and then just slip down into the hole.
Oh, I love this. Okay. Let's see. Ambient.
That was a pretty clean exit, right?
Pretty clean.
As we're standing in the sewers.
Praise Kyra.
Yeah, so let me give you a little flavor image for the sewers.
yeah.
Yeah. 'Cause we're,
All
That's the
right.
place.
we're just gonna like narrative stuff. Let's see, that ambience is so quiet. There we go. That works. So you guys hop down into this. It's pretty narrow. It's probably more narrow than the picture would suggest. Maybe like 8 feet across. It is circular like this, and the low channel in the middle has like, filth, waste water running through it slowly. And Timon kind of like ushers you all down and says, "Hey, welcome. Welcome. I would have cleaned up if I didn't know. I'm just kidding. It's impossible. There's no way."
Love what you've done with the place.
Well, you should have seen it before I got here. It was exactly the same, actually.
Wow.
I do have a little cozy little nook set up. I mean, you know, yeah,
A nest?
yeah. Your man Timon, he appreciates a cozy spot. You know, some finer things. I get the leftovers of all the best things here in Astoria. But we're not gonna go there because that is a place that I would want to clean up before having guests. But we're here to rat hunt and to talk, right? We haven't really gotten a chance to, you know, get to know each other. Falvin, what was it you wanted to talk to me so much about?
You had mentioned you needed some help clearing out the rats, and some people had mentioned they're interested in helping with that.
But is that the thing that you couldn't talk to me about under the table in the loud, noisy room? That doesn't seem like much of a secret.
Top secret.
We broke the floor of the tavern to get all down here for you to tell me that you'd like to hunt rats. I thought this was gonna. I mean, it's fine. It's whatever.
I mean, it sometimes exiting a social situation is urgent.
You know what? I see what you mean. You were in a fight or flight mode, and so you chose to burrow into the sewers. You know, that's what a rat does. If they can't go around, if they can't go over, they go under. You know, and I learn from rats every day. We all can learn a little from rats. You know, but we can still kill a lot of them. Anyway, what kind of tools are we working with? I mean, I got fire bombs. I've got my crossbow. Those are kind of my.
No. So, Timon, like since you wanted to hang out, me and you and I.
I would love to.
How about I teach you a special Mytrosian trick for hunting rats?
Well, what is it? You gonna tell them that they can't afford college and then they just go home, or like what's involved here?
A bit more forceful than that. So like you go with a mage buddy, and then you wait until you're up real close to him, and then you just yell at him.
Just yell at them? What do you?
Yeah.
What do you mean yell at them?
Just shout them down.
I've done that lots of times. I mean,
but see, like the mage buddy's important, and so like now I'm here, and it's gonna be great.
Can you like roll me a persuasion check or something?
How persuade?
Do something to persuade me.
I'm a little fourth wall breaking, you know. Hey, you know, my DC was 10. That's fine. I'm like Deadpool if he smelled like shit. That's a decision that the DM just made. All right. Yeah, you know, screw it. Maybe I just haven't had the gusto, as it were, and you've inspired me with a rat's nest of confidence. So, yeah, I got all you behind me, so hell, we'll give it a shot. All right, big guy, what are we looking at for you? You got a long stick? That's great. Long stick.
Got a long pointy stick, actually.
No nonsense.
And I got a partner, and it's like his shadow just like shows up next to him.
What the? Wow. What is? I'm not seeing things. That's your shadow
that's me.
moving around apart from you. That is a neat trick.
Yeah. Some people, you know, try and get rid of their inner demons. I just gave mine a job.
Oh,
Nice.
that's like on like an inspirational poster or something.
I'm gonna give you inspiration for that. That's going on our poster when we get art commissioned. He says, "Wow, that's gonna haunt my nightmares." I'm gonna be honest. Yeah, wow. Okay, so 2 sharp sticks. One of them darker than the other. Falvin, you got all kinds of knives. You got a bow there. That's cool.
Yeah.
And we know that you can stare them down if I cradle them gently for 12 seconds.
The most useful of skills. Gently cradle them.
It's the most powerful thing known to man.
Yes, it is.
Hey, it makes me feel a little better being here with you that like I'm not gonna accidentally turn to stone. But I'm sure you get better at it.
Oh yeah.
And then Theo, you know what? Each of you take a little tuft of rat fur and just stuff it down in your ears, because that's
Nope.
Oh, come on, it works.
Nah, we got other stuff. That's fine.
You got other hearing protection. Is it like
I know.
is it
I
like
got,
30 is it like 30 decibel stuff? Because that's like the recommended.
I got flint locks. It's fine.
You got oh yeah, sure, okay, yeah.
Yeah, no, it's fine. It's great.
Okay. All right. Well,
Secretary.
I can't pay you guys for this. You guys are going to be helping me out a lot. We're going to clean out. We're going to clean house today. But we're gonna do it narratively, because this sort of thing in like combat would be a hell of a drag, and we're really here to just bond, because like I know that you guys are capable of killing rats without rolling initiative. So we're just gonna ignore that. I'll throw a firebomb. You interject with a sharp stick. You throw a knife. I throw another firebomb, and we go back and forth. Cool. Yeah. So, hey, there's one right now. Oh, hey, Falvin, look at that.
Anif.
Did you throw the knife or go ahead and stab it?
I just throw it and got it right in the head.
Oh.
And rebounded it back.
Oh, look at that. You don't even have to
Great.
go pull the knife out. That's great. I got to pick up
Efficient.
my crossbow bolts every time. Yeah, you kill it.
I'm gonna swap over to my crossbow too, because I don't want us to go deaf.
Okay, cool. Yeah, the rat like falls into the little like river of filth and like slowly starts floating away, and then hey, there's another one. Who wants to kill that one?
I'll snipe it down with my crossbow.
Amazing shot. Are you do you want that crossbow bolt back, or
Well, that one can stay where it is. It punctured its mouth and went all the way through to its other end.
Oh,
Yeah, so I'm gonna leave that where it is.
wow. You really
Sure.
think after you kill like about 2,000-3,000 rats that you can't kill one in a new way, and then boom, right
You'd be
away.
wrong. That's right.
I'm learning from you guys.
Shish kebab, ready to eat if you need to.
So, since we're here and we're just casually doing stuff and talking,
Killing
just
things.
guys being dudes, just guys being rat killers. Meg, it's like, it's really good to see you, man. Like I feel like you feel you a little tense around me, and I get that. I mean, we haven't had the best interactions, while you were growing up, but I mean, I'm really glad to see you, and you seem like you're doing great stuff.
I mean, like, you released a swarm of rats in some of my earliest memories.
Well, they were harmless. I pulled the nails out, the claws. Oh, the
That
teeth!
made it even more disturbing.
I forgot the teeth. Oh shit. Yeah. Angry rats without claws, but still having teeth. Yeah, I see where that was bad. But the doctor in town is really good. He's really good, and you guys were fine. After a couple days.
Yeah, let's just see if we can find a big nest and go to.
Okay, all right. Yeah. So what's next, you guys? I mean, you guys, celebrated, the whole Old Woods thing, which I mean is great. I love that. That's great. Like, what's up next?
I'm pretty sure we're trying to get river monsters next, but I know Balbin's in a bit of a bad shape after the Old Woods, so we want to give him a chance to recover some more.
Right. I almost forgot about that. So, do we want to kind of walk through that game plan? Because like I I can help get you guys started, and then it's up to you. I'm making the potions of water breathing right now. They're cooking. They're gonna need to simmer for another day or two. But it sounds like you guys need another couple days anyway. I can get you a good spot to get into the river where people aren't gonna see you, because I think that's kind of the key, right? You don't want people seeing you loitering down by the river and then just what are they doing down there?
Definitely.
Right, yeah. So, the bridge that crosses over the north part of the river?
Oh yeah.
All right. Well, you never believe this, but I can actually get into the floor of that whole bridge thing. Like crazy, right?
Uncle, I believe you can get in the floor of anywhere.
That's a fair assumption. Probably about 73% of places in this town I've been in the floor of. But yeah, so my thinking is we sneak in there, and then using a rope, I have a very fine 50-foot braided rat hair rope that I can lower you down from the bridge into the water nice and quiet. And you got the bridge, shielding you from prying eyes. And then you guys take a big old deep breath of water. It's going to be weird at first. You've seen the movie The Abyss, right? The James Cameron movie? Yeah? Or the fantasy equivalent of?
You're talking nonsense again, Uncle.
Right. Well, in that play, in that theater enactment, they drink this thing and then they can breathe the liquid. It'll be like that. It's very uncomfortable, but you'll be able to do it. Unless you want to do the whole straws thing, which I can do that, but mechanically it'll be the same.
I feel like straws as a backup option.
There you go. I'll throw in a straw, tape it to your shoulder. You just rip it off like a Capri Sun if you need it.
And how long do these potions last? And how many are you making?
Oh, I make one for each of you, and then they'll last about an hour, I think. Which
So we got to be quick.
Yeah, you got to be quick. The current will be pulling you downstream, which actually you should probably do some tracking to make sure that, I think from last time you told me the footprints were kind of on the north side of the sacrificial rock, right? Or if you didn't say that, I just gave you that information.
We determined that from Honora that they came from the north side.
Right. Okay, yeah. So you'll be going upstream. You'll be going against the current, so it'll be pretty tough going. But I believe in you. Just don't make a splash. Try not to get up on the surface of the water. Try to stay low.
About how deep is the river?
At its deepest point, like 7 or 8 feet, something like that. So you gotta be real flat on the bottom. But hopefully the where the moon will be, the shadow from the cliff side you won't be having moonlight going right down on you and illuminating you. It'll be dark, but Actually, would it be better to have the moonlight glinting over the top of the water?
I feel like you can go either way.
I don't know. Whatever works best, that's how the moon's going to be when you go to do it. Because I want to set you up for success.
That might be something, Timon. Have you ever worked with anything trying to go through water easily? It might be something we could talk to Vulcan about. Maybe he can whip something up for us.
Well,
similar to this bassinet that's been floating around behind us.
Oh yeah, it's so quiet. Yeah, that's a good idea. So I know there's a lot of rocks and boulders kind of littering the river that you can use to hook stuff to. So
I'm kind of thinking something shaped like a little bit like a shield to kind of be able to push through the water maybe a little bit better. I don't know, maybe like a curved shield. I don't know.
Like a waterboard.
Yeah.
Board. Yeah.
Or some kind of long claws to grab into the bottom of the
Yeah.
of the river and pull ourselves along.
Well, Shade's got those in spades.
Yeah.
Wait, are you talking
everybody
about
else doesn't have-
like a fairing that like goes in
Yeah.
front of you? Okay.
Yeah, something like that. Like basically shields from the water, so it's a little bit easier to move through it rather than just pushing straight against it.
Okay. Yeah. Let me come up with something based on this discussion and discussions we'll have, later when we're not talking, but we're still sharing ideas. And we'll come up with something. But otherwise, you'd just be kind of pulling along the rocks on the bottom and trying to be careful.
Right. Because I'm assuming that I'm more or less going to be the anchor trying to lead the way, and everybody else will be trying to
Pull you down.
helping. I'll hanging on to me to make sure nobody goes floating down the river.
That would make sense. Yeah.
But
Like drowning rats.
Like drowning rats. Cool. Yeah, that should work. What else? Return trip. I didn't even think about that. Well, I mean, it'll be easy. You can just float down the river, and then we can try to do like you catch the rope as you go under the bridge, sort of thing.
I don't know. Do we really want to take the river back?
I
I mean,
mean,
if the intent is we don't want to have people see us on the river, do we just hike back over land? How close is the Centaur army to us?
they're right across the river.
So like they're right outside like the north gate.
Yeah, you have to pass them.
Okay. Okay, so never mind.
I mean, you could just pretend you were travelers from up north, and be like, hey, and just hope they don't kill you.
Yeah, that seems like a poor choice. Maybe just float down the river to the north side of the city, climb over walls, or climb over the wall right there or something. I don't know.
I think the rope from the bridge would probably be a good idea.
Well, I mean,
Okay.
the
Give us
bridge
a
offers us
known-
some concealment,
Right. And a known way back into the city.
Yeah, good point.
If you miss, there's that. You'll
We end up at the Rock of Astoria on the south side, and that's another way back into the city.
yeah. At least there, people aren't so much watching the rock. Not during a
Yeah,
day of a
yeah.
sacrifice, so it won't be the worst thing. Hey, rat! Who's got that one?
I'll get it.
Stabby stab. Oh, that blade
I'm
is
just waiting. Yep.
that blade is way too big for rats. I mean, it kills them just fine, but you know what? I take that back. Blade is perfect.
Anything that gets a rat dead, right?
That should go on my t-shirts. Megas, what were you saying?
I'm just waiting until we hit a swarm of them.
Oh yeah, I think that's coming up about right now, actually.
Okay.
And you hear us just coming around. Ooh, actually, that was a solid kind of rat sound.
Yeah, that was. There you go.
I'm gonna show that to M later. Anyway, about 20 rats scurry around the corner, and they're charging at you guys.
All right. I will shout to Tim. I will tell to Tim. I was like, go shout at them, and I will slap him on the back and use subtle spell to cast dragon breath on him.
I guess okay, all right, here we go. Hey, and he goes, hey, and just like fire everywhere from his mouth, just like roasting all these rats instantly, and just like with a little burst of smoke as he closes his mouth. Hey, wow.
What did you have for lunch?
Oh no, my handlebar mustache. Oh no.
Vegas is just laughing.
Is it still there? Is it still there? Oh no, it's patchy. Oh, it's gonna take weeks to recover. Hogan,
It's mostly there.
Hogan, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. Wow, Megas, we are such a good team. Who knew that just having you here with me? I do drink some of these fire bombs on occasion.
I would not recommend it.
Hey, whatever gets results, right? Hey, like what you said, whatever kills rats, right?
I did not say that.
I wasn't pointing at you. I was pointing at the person who said it, who self-identifies. Hey, there he is. Yeah, you know, whatever works. Wow, that was. Oh, I think I feel a little sick.
I mean, and it'll keep going for like the next minute too, if you want to keep at it.
Oh boy. Okay. Hey! And he just keeps taking deep breaths and goes, "Hey!" And he's just like screaming fire everywhere. And then like he gets close to the end of the minute and he goes to take in a deep breath. He's like, "There is reduced oxygen in this enclosed space now. Oh, I need to quit that. It's a good thing the spell duration is over. Wow. Oh boy. Oh no, is your plant gonna be okay? This is not conducive to organic life.
It'll be all right. He's falling a little ways behind. I hung back while you were messing with the fire.
Magus, that was I know now that was you affecting me with magic, and I just want to say that was exhilarating, and I always thought I was the guy that was gonna be like showing you kids the cool tricks and stuff, but here you are, you wash up in my basement, and you're grown up, and then you're showing me things and making me feel like a kid again.
I mean, you don't underestimate magic, and I will just like you use burning hands on another clump of rats.
Oh, I didn't even see them. They just sneaked right up on us. I wish I had your talents. I have to rely so much on just these gadgets and my genius level intellect. It's impossible for someone like that to be a contributing member of like an Avengers level group of heroes, it's just a shame,
Every group of heroes needs their support crew.
I was
Right.
referring to like Iron Man, but who is arguably the leader of the Avengers, or the fantasy equivalent thereof. It's fantasy, actually. We are conflating settings, and I need to stop that. Anyway, we are really truly better together. Rat. Anybody? I got it.
Firebolt.
Oh, hey. Fire works really well. They just kind of burn to a crisp.
Fire works on most things.
Yeah.
Self-sanitizing.
He shoots another one and it falls in the water. Theo, you got a little creepy crawly guy, right?
Yeah, I'm saving him for when we need him.
Okay. All right. No problem. If you guys want to keep killing rats, I'm good here, but I feel like we should accompany it with productive conversation, just so it doesn't feel like we're just just killing rats for no reason.
Like a couple of dudes down in a sewer killing rats.
Hey, just guys being dudes, right?
Just guys being dudes.
Yeah, I mean, anything you guys want to talk about? This is a safe space. Nobody comes down here.
You say like tunnels under most places, and have been like 70% of the city.
73% exactly, actually.
Ah, yeah. Do you ever hear anything from underneath the palace?
Well, there's a lot of yelling. There's a lot of stomping around. I figure that's Honora. I'm just kidding. Pythor.
Yeah.
I heard a big old column crash kind of sound the other day, and him yelling. It was pretty scary. But
Hear anything from the guest area where the soldiers of Sidon might stay?
Well, I tell you, I don't really tempt fate that much by going and digging around near the Sidonians, but I did hear something interesting from one of the ladies at Arrows, actually. She didn't say it to me directly. I mean, what are we kidding? I overheard. She was saying that Gaius guy had actually been there, like earlier this week.
Like north side or south side?
North side. I mean, nobody's allowed south side.
Right. Yeah.
He paid them a visit. But they were saying it was weird. It's like, first off, he kept his clothes on, which generally, if I'm to assume correctly, you take your clothes off, right? I haven't gone for reasons. But
yeah, so many rats to take care of. I get it.
They said he took off most of his armor, but you know that like creepy like mask thing he wears? Have you seen that?
Yeah.
He kept that on like the whole time.
The mask and his clothes.
Like some of the clothes.
Well, Uncle Tim and some people have some weird tastes.
I guess. I mean, I don't know. Just makes you wonder. What's somebody like that want? Like, why does he go to a place like Arrows, keep all his clothes on, keep his mask on, and just like apparently just sit and like kind of watch stuff? I don't know. They sounded like he was mainly there for like the music and the tapas. The finger food.
Yeah.
Small bites.
Well,
That's
what do you think of that?
I think that I would prefer if Timmons stopped listening to what was going on in Arrows.
Why do you? Okay, so it would be 76%, but there's no tunnels outside the waiting room area, so that's the extent of where I've been. So don't worry.
As long as you don't go beyond the waiting room area.
I don't go there much. I mean, I go there to hear what I can hear from the music, but it's just the waiting room music, and it's always the same song, and it just it gets old.
On loop.
Yeah. It's like do 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 do, and it's like that over and over and over. And I'm just like, wait, no, I want to hear more about the Gaius guy, but that's the only anecdote. I don't know. What do you think?
Keep that in mind.
Why do you think he wears that thing? I mean, it's scary as hell, but like, it doesn't even match the rest of his stuff.
Sounds like he doesn't want people to know who he is.
Huh? A mask for concealing identity?
That is their typical use, yes.
But he tells us his name. I mean,
Maybe it isn't his name.
Maybe he has an alter ego.
Interesting.
Mild-mannered.
I highly
Mayhem.
doubt the guy who crucifies bards is mild-mannered secretly.
Maybe it's actually me, and I'll pull out my sword.
Oh, please. No, don't make me do this, Megas. I'll use my flame breath on you. Oh, no, it's expired. Damn it.
Don't worry, I've seen both Gaius and Megas in the same place at the same time, so we know it's not him.
Oh, that's
Could have been a
good.
double.
That's good.
And he would be wearing that mask.
I mean, that's a fair point. What if it's multiple people?
See?
Multiple people. There's rumor of a dragon around here, too. Have you heard about that?
And flying helmets.
And flying helmets?
We have heard at least one rumor about a dragon. Shade would kind of glance at Falbin.
We Well, I mean, something large and winged nearby for sure.
Probably a rat.
How many
damn it.
large winged rats have you encountered?
I mean, only 6. But, no, I'm just kidding.
Rat queens.
None, thank the 5. Can you imagine? Can you imagine?
That's the Rat Royal Guard.
Oh. I shudder to think. I shudder a lot, but I shudder more to think. Yeah, so he potentially has a dragon, is what you're saying.
Potentially.
Or a flying helmet.
Or flying helmet.
Or a large flying brass helmet.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well, be careful. Dragons can, fly very high and see very far. So just be careful when you're out
So-
there.
With that in mind, how does your extermination services extend beyond anything other than rats?
Well, I mean, it's a big job. You're asking me to branch out. I don't even have any staff. I'd have to. I mean, you guys are just here on a lone basis, but
Right. It's purely conceptualizing.
Purely
the
conceptually,
idea.
okay.
Right now, if you were to be looking at maybe just be thinking about it for a little bit. If you were to try to branch out into the dragon pest extermination market,
Yeah.
how would you look at doing that?
Yeah, that natural progression, as one does.
Rats, next dragons, maybe somewhere you get griffins or hippogriffs.
it's
Yeah.
it's like they're all connected in some ways. It's like 6 degrees, 6 degrees of dragon. Yeah.
Exactly.
Let me dwell on this for 7 rat days, which is like one or two of our days. 7
Really,
rat.
they progress that fast, that
Oh.
much faster than us?
Oh yeah. They just careen headlong towards their demise, which is usually me, but today is all of you. Yeah, let me think on it, and I mean, I'm sure I can think of something if I am inspired. I'll talk to Vulcan about it too. What else did I mean to tell you? I think that's all I meant to tell you. Yeah.
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 Well, would you like? What would you like to do?
Well, it seems like we've taken care of the majority of the rats in this area. over
Oh
there.
yeah, they'll be back, but most of them, the ones we didn't burn, they are washing away, and we will never see them again. We will never worry about them again.
I think that I would like to take a bath.
Okay, yeah, me too, pal. But my options are limited, and by that I mean they are non-existent. I have water, but I use it for cleaning Hogan here. It's really unfortunate that he is beat up to such a degree. I think my digital representation of myself will remain untouched.
As you envision yourself, rather than what you are
Yeah,
currently.
you guys have seen the Matrix, where like when they go in the Matrix, his hair is back, and it's the,
Timon.
or the fantasy
Doing it
equivalent
again.
thereof. We know. All right. Well, you want to go take a bath. The rest of you, you know how to reach me. Actually, probably be best if we don't send you back up through the same hole. Where do you want me to drop you off?
Probably not.
Anywhere in the city. 73% of the city.
Volcano's forgery. Forge and see what we can take. Bank robbery. Got this, guys.
Feel like that's a poor choice.
Fine. We can open up underneath that froth fountain in front of you, and then you can get your bath.
Sounds good. Oh wait, the fountain? Yeah.
Underneath it, and then the water will come down and fill you up. What are you saying?
So if we go into the fountain, it's gonna drain all the water out.
Yeah, and you'll get your bath.
A genius. A
How
shower.
about we just go next to the agora?
Next to the agora. You got it. You got it. Little back alley. We'll get it done. All right. He takes you off to the south. You guys kill some more rats in various brutal fashion on the way there.
Hack and slash through rats.
Just falling in the water, carrying down the river. And you guys eventually come out at this little corner kind of close to the agora. And you are no longer hanging out with Timon. So basically the way I'm seeing this is like whatever you guys want to do, we can kind of brush through to get you to the day of your heist. Whatever you want to do in the meantime.
Mention to Honora and Vulcan about maybe bolstering the defenses of the city somehow, using some special forged means in case the loophole with the centaurs doesn't work out.
Vulcan's probably his only solution he could do here is like he has like a small stockpile of weapons there that he made a long time ago. He hasn't made weapons and armor in a long time because he's gone.
Maybe shoring up the gates of the city.
Oh yeah, he could work on that.
Magus will take the time to learn his new spell,
Which is
the Rhymes Binding Ice.
Yes.
Nice.
What does it do? What does it do?
Rhymes Binding Ice is a 30-foot cone that does 3d8 cold damage, and if the targets fail their save, they are stuck. Their movement is reduced to 0 until someone else breaks them out.
Oh boy.
Many appreciate.
Appreciate many.
Yeah.
So, I will be learning that one.
Sweet. And you have your magic missile now, right?
I do have Magic Missile, and yeah, it will take me 2 hours and 50 gold to learn the rhymes.
Cool.
The ice.
All right. Any other shopping you guys can do? But yeah.
Shade would talk to Vulcan about basically the fairing idea that he mentioned to Timon as well.
Yeah. I'll say that whoever
Mention that, Tim.
is using that, we can talk about like, well, do you have an idea in your head for like how it's like shaped or like works?
I mean, nothing really beyond other than like a rudimentary torpedo type thing.
Yeah.
Or kind of blade plow thing. Basically something to help, hydrodynamics.
Yeah. I'll say that the effect of that would be basically you would get advantage on strength checks to like keep your grip where you are. And yeah, and your speed would be increased a little bit.
Yeah.
So like what is the plan? Or like are you basically going to be like trailing a rope behind you that people hang on to?
That's
or
what I was assuming. Like I assumed we'd all want to be roped together, so if somebody does fail a check, they aren't just swept away separate from the rest of the party. And then I assume Shade would be leading as kind of the kind of breakwater for everybody
Yeah.
in front of him.
Yeah.
And I think the rest of us also are on teams, so...
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Basically,
Correct.
I will say like if you're not using anything to assist besides just your hands, you would have disadvantage at like strength checks to hold on. So we will probably do that in like a. Have you guys ever done like a skill challenge?
No.
So basically, it's kind of a narrative way to do like kind of like we did with the race, like with the parkour race, where you basically have to meet a certain number of successes before you meet a certain number of failures, and the successes would be like we set up an initiative, and you guys each go in turn, and you do a thing to try to progress. So like Shade, you would be like, I'm gonna use my fairing to help me push forward through the water, and then you'll roll a thing, and whether you beat the DC or fail, that counts as a success or failure. And the consequences of failure will be stuff like you guys get washed downstream, or like you hit a rock or something like that. And that will kind of affect your status when you get to the encounter with the river monsters, basically.
I would ask Vulcan if it would be possible, instead of a piton, which I assume would be more strength based, if he could make me some kind of like hooks that I could like slide into the silt and turn that into something more dexterity, if possible.
Oh, okay. So, yeah, I see what you're saying. Like a little mini anchor type thing that you slip in like between rocks or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, totally. He can do that.
Falben's super interested.
Yep.
Do you have any money on you?
Yes.
I have 98 gold pieces to spend.
Okay, I was gonna say like just to do it under short notice, like we'll say Shade, you as well. Like he'll need a little bit of gold for the materials. So like we'll say like 10 gold for each of you to make these little gadgets.
Okay.
And you guys have the
good.
time. You guys have like 2 days.
Right.
What was Falbin? What were you about to say?
The hooks.
Oh.
The jump all over that.
Do you want that too?
Subtracted 10 gold for the
Cool.
glorious idea.
So this is for dex instead of strength.
Yep.
Yeah, it's basically like
I would hop on the dex train.
yeah, it's kind of like how climbers, like lead climbers, will use like a little thing that like fits in between spaces of a rock to like you're not hammering it in, you're like choosing a good place for it to grip. So
Right.
so he can make a couple of those. Yeah.
And I'll also kind of collaborate with Vulcan and pitch the idea of potentially making a grappling hook that can be fired using my rifle for extreme range, hauling myself up.
That's sick. Yeah. Is that part of one of those like crafting things that we looked over, or is it just an idea?
I just had that idea right now.
I love the idea. We'll come up with some stats. What is that you sent, Gray?
Yep.
It's an image.
Grappling hook.
Trees.
I'll say that's gonna take a little more time than you guys have, but
Yes.
but I love that idea.
I'm just pitching it now so he can think about it.
Cool. Yeah. Sweet. So he's got all those orders underway. Anything else here?
Oh, yeah, I guess an interesting question. I have a grappling hook.
You have a grappling hook. Okay.
I have a grappling hook. Would that be usable here, or are we building something different?
Maybe.
Okay.
I guess you could potentially like.
I'll go with the special thing. I don't want to. It's cool.
So it would definitely
Go with the
be a
special
good
goodness.
like backup plan if you fell off the rope and you could like hook it on a rock or something, or I guess you could throw it like above the water forward ahead of you and then have it drop down into the but then you would run the risk of people like coming
Yeah.
to investigate.
Yeah, that's fine.
But you could also probably use it as a backup if you're like coming in back towards the bridge and you're like off target from the rope. You could maybe try to grapple the bridge
Okay.
But that's a good thing to have. Why are we still doing the cavern music? We're not in there anymore. Okay, so he's working on all that. Anything else?
I mean, just flavor. Like Magus would probably, maybe not tonight, but the next, if we're moving ahead a few days, just the next night, like find himself some groupies and have some fun.
Yeah, totally. I mean, you are at the peak of your popularity right now, so
Yep.
not a problem.
What could go wrong?
What could go wrong? Yeah, there's actually like some of the performers from the amphitheater are like hanging out.
Oh, theater kids, this will be fun.
Yeah. And yeah, you have a good time. And cool. So we'll just, unless there's anything else, we'll skip forward a couple days. Falbin, your death fatigue has basically worn off at this point. You're still like never gonna forget the experience. It was very traumatic, but you feel back up to, full capacity. But let's advance the calendar. So we are at, was it 2 long rests you needed?
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're now on Sidios the 13th, and
Okay.
we are 3 days from the sacrifice of Enora.
All right. I also bought studded leather armor. just
Oh,
FYI.
okay, awesome. Your AC is gonna go up a little bit, I guess.
He's such a stud.
At some point during the morning, I would give Falbin back his sword that he gave to me forever ago to repair.
Elric?
Elric, I did it.
Oh, I totally
Oh my
forgot
gosh.
the sawtooth, like the animated sword that you guys fought in the Oracle's temple, right?
That's right.
So-
I return Elric to you.
Oh my gosh. I completely forgot about this. Falbin, do you want to share what this does?
Yeah, I think I remember the details. I have a picture somewhere. I'll share that later. But yeah, so the sword was all dinged up from the temple combat. Asked Theo to fix it up, and you carved it into a sawtooth blade, right?
Yeah,
Theo?
that's exactly what I did.
So now it's got like these jagged sawtooth pattern on it, and as a result, its crit range has been expanded, and now it's got a crit of 19 and 20. And there's some I think it does less damage as a result of that. I'll dig up the details that Daniel sent me a while ago and share that.
Yeah, I don't remember where I posted it. But, I think I might have done it in a direct message to you.
Yeah, I'll find it.
Okay. Anyway, yeah, so it's just a little unique flair because you did kind of latch on to the random ass flying sword that was in that encounter, and
Whittled it. He whittled it.
I love it. Yeah, so Timon finds you, and he has the potions of water breathing ready, and he is ready for you whenever you guys are ready to enact the plan.
Okay. I'll tell people that before we enact the plan, I will want to do something about take a 10-minute rest before we descend from the bridge.
Okay.
Yeah, I do good work with that Elric sword.
And I will cast mage armor on myself and then use arcane recovery to regain the spell slot.
Oh, all right. Cool. So Timon leads you guys through the underground until at last, through the gaps in the stone, you can start to hear the running water of the river below. And he carefully, it's all tiles. I don't know why. It's all tiles so that I can narratively just remove them where they need to be. Normally this would be like stonework or bricks that you just couldn't. But hey, it's a tile, and it's like you guys are Gordon Freemaning through this town. Pulls the tile away. You can look down to see the water about, I think it's like 30 feet below the bridge, swiftly running. He says, "Okay, guys, are you ready?"
By the way, since I didn't have a chance to say it, because Anna was talking to me, but I would have left the plant baby with Vulcan.
Okay, yeah, he is happy to watch over it.
And I assume Kyra is no longer bound to me.
Yeah, I will disconnect her.
Because isn't she running to Mitros to go talk to?
Oh yeah, that's right. That's right.
Unless she's back by now. It's 2 days later.
Actually, she would be back. And she says, "I have an idea. I believe we can do this non-violently if we just are able to inspire Pythor to a show of strength, if that makes sense. Make the centaurs believe he could do anything. He just has to do something big. With that hammer that just lays around."
Okay. As we're out, like in the moonlight, I'm going to look up, and is there like the cliff face between that's overlooking where the centaurs are? Are there any like large boulders or any like mountaintop features on that?
What do you mean exactly?
Basically, I'm wanting Tim to like inside. What I'm thinking is inside of like the centaurs and their camp, he's just gonna go up and crack the mountain in half, basically.
Oh, absolutely. There are places like that. Mm-hmm.
Cool.
And also for these past 2 days, other than time with the rest of the party, Shade probably would have spent most of his time with Vulcan, just trying to help out with making the things for the party.
Sure, yeah.
Anything that he would need.
You're a solid like bellows operator, if anything.
Pretty much. Something needs muscle, I can help.
Man, I've never closed that bellows faster. That's this fire's hotter than Hades. Hey,
So just kind of the narrative fill in the time.
love it.
It's not just like, oh, he's sitting around twiddling his thumbs.
Yeah, perfect. Okay, Timon, it's dark. Timon lets down the rat hair rope, which just blends into the night.
I'd also tell Kyra about my idea for Pythor,
Oh yeah,
and for her to tell him.
she will do her best.
Okay.
Cool. The rope is down. All you hear is the rushing water below. Who goes first? I mean, assuming Shade, right?
Yep. I will shimmy on. Chug the
And-
potion. Shimmy on down the rope.
Okay.
And fasten ourselves together with some kind of rope.
Oh yeah, I figured we would have done that before.
Let's just do an initiative. We're not doing combat, but I do want to add you guys to initiative, so that we can do
For
this whole
reasons.
the skill challenge thing.
I didn't think it was terrible.
Oh yeah, that's everybody. Okay, because Kyra is not coming along. Alrighty. So, you guys descend into the water. Shade, you kind of like, you dip into the water, going down under the surface. You kind of hesitate to take that first breath, but as your lungs start to burn, you do go ahead and inhale, and it's weird because it's a liquid. But after the first couple breaths, it starts to feel still uncomfortable, but not panic mode, and you hold on to a rock jutting out from the river floor and wait for everybody else to get in position. Okay, so
I kind of am while I'm doing that, I'm kind of positioning my fairing out in front of me, facing upstream.
cool. What is the order that we're in? So we've got Shade, and then who's after Shade? Not in initiative, but in like the rope.
Right. Yeah, Magus can go down next.
Magus?
Yeah,
Who next? Theo or Falvin?
I can follow up behind Marius.
Okay.
And I'll bring up the rear.
Falvin, you're the last down the rope. Timon says, "All right, well, this is it, bud. Be careful, man. I'm really enjoying our working relationship, and if you find anything good from those river monsters, whatever they end up being, we'll make some beautiful things out of it."
I appreciate all your help. Keep the city safe.
Hey, I'll be
With
here.
that, I'll jump in.
I'll be here waiting for that signal that we agreed on earlier that I forgot. And you slide down the rope. So this is a skill challenge. The way a skill challenge works is you can basically use any part of your kit, whether that's like, I want to use this spell to help us do this, or I want to use this feature of my class, this class feature to help me, like, say, oh, I want to use my action surge to give me extra actions so that I can move faster, or I want to use my whatever. It's up to you guys to decide on creative uses of your skills and abilities and spells. The way it works is that each time your turn comes around, you can't use the same tactic twice. So if you were like, oh, I use my spell, I use this spell to give me a boost of speed, you can't just keep using that same spell. You have to do something else. So it keeps you on your toes. The requirements of the skill challenge are we're gonna need 4 successes before we hit 3 failures. So pretty reasonable skill challenge. A success is anytime you pass the DC of a skill check. So whoever's up first, so Falbin, you will have the first thing you have to roll. If you fail it, that counts as a failure, and will come with some consequence.
All right.
So
Wow, that's
drop that
a
into
giant list of stuff that just showed up.
That is
Yeah, I was trying to just open it in my character sheet and I threw it in the...
Trying to show off.
I mean, I'm gonna try to use these wonderful things that Vulcan made for us and kind of claw my way up the riverbed.
okay, so you're using those to give you grip and to basically to keep you from just like weighing down the back end of the rope, essentially. Okay, so go ahead and make a dex check not at advantage because it's just a normal roll. 22. You find great holds, and as you pass those holds, you're able to release them smoothly and get ready for the next holds. And you guys are making progress. So that's 1 success. Theo, how are you using your abilities to help this process?
I don't know if this would work. I would like to summon Mage Hand and use it to help deflect the water to the side to make it easier for us to swim forward.
That's really cool. I like that. Because I was like, oh, you can't pull more than like 10 pounds, but that's really cool. You're just deflecting water away. Yeah, I'll give you advantage on. Go ahead and make a dex save at advantage as you're trying to hold on to the rope.
X save. There it is.
All right, 15 was the DC, so you meet it. That is 2 successes. Magus, what are you doing?
I will have brought along with me something that I rarely ever use, and that is the quarterstaff that I got from wizard school.
Okay. Yeah.
But I'm basically using it as a long stick for like advanced leverage and like almost like a pole that people like push themselves through.
Like a gondola pilot in Venice.
Yeah, that sort of thing, and like you for additional like handholds behind me, and like using that in conjunction with Vulcan's hooks to propel myself forward.
Okay. You guys are like a little like centipede crawling along the bottom of the floor. Okay, cool. That's creative. Go ahead and do an athletics check at advantage.
Okay. Can I use the hooks for Dex?
Well, you specified you're using because the hooks are given, but you're using the
Okay.
staff to like push off of things and stuff. Oh yeah,
Yeah.
you got it.
Not as bad as it could be.
You got it.
Actually.
Oh yeah, you are pushing along, and Shade, you feel like this is a lot lighter behind you than you expected.
Man.
You guys are really holding their own. And then up to you. You are piercing the waters. They are just rushing around you. There's a little safe haven in this little nook that you have in front of you. What are you doing?
Yep. Well, I'm just basically using my toe claws and this fairing to just push forward and basically just forge upstream and give these guys something an anchor to hold on to if anything goes south.
Okay. Roll athletics at advantage.
Good thing that's an advantage.
We'll see. That's a failure. So you dig in with your toe claws, but you hit a loose patch of gravel, and your feet go back, and the fairing kind of twists and kind of pushes you guys back a little bit. Shade, you're gonna take a d6 of road rash damage.
Road rash.
6. You take 6 damage as you scrape along the rocks. That is one failure. Back over to Falbin. You see and feel some gravel kind of collide with you as if it was dislodged from up ahead. What are you doing?
Well, I can't use the claws again, right? For the rules of engagement.
Yeah, you'll need to do something else to creatively skill challenge.
All right. I am gonna go ahead and use my piton.
Mm-hmm.
Use that to kind of secure my position, pull myself forward a bit.
Cool. Yeah. Basically, you're coming to a place where there's not like larger rocks that you could place the hooks in between, and it's just kind of flat, open riverbed. And so you go and jam that piton in. That would be a athletics check. So go ahead and do that at advantage as you pull yourself ahead. Ooh. Okay, so you think you have that piton pounded into the riverbed far enough, and as you put your weight on it, it pulls free, and the piton comes back and clocks you in the head. You're going to take 1d6 of bludgeoning damage, and that piton is gone. You take 3 damage. And that is 2 failures.
It's on you, Theo.
Theo.
I got this. I'm gonna use that rope that Vulcan made with the grapple and whatnot.
You're going to use what?
That device that Vulcan made for us. We got that before we came here, right?
Which device?
The claw things?
The claw things.
Oh, so those are basically so that you guys aren't rolling at disadvantage to proceed.
Oh, okay.
Oh, so that's okay.
So just pick something else from your character sheet, whether it's like a class feature or a spell or an ability or something. How you might creatively use that. Or you could just roll your check at disadvantage, or roll your check flat, just normally.
I can do creative things. I'm gonna grab 2 crossbow bolts and use them to try and hold myself and pull myself forward across the riverbed.
Okay, yeah. So you can feel Shade kind of lurch backward, and you feel the rope go slack, and you quickly pull out 2 crossbow bolts and dig them into the ground. Make an athletics check at advantage.
Athletics. Why can't I find that? There.
And remember, you can hold shift to roll at advantage. Oh, that is a fail. So as you go to dig these crossbow bolts in, the heads snap. You come rushing back. You collide with Falbin. Falbin, you're still like tied into the rope, and Shade, your grip is already loose, and you guys all come tumbling backwards, bouncing along the rocks, and you're each gonna take a D10 of bludgeoning damage.
Ouch.
Which is 6. You guys each take 6 bludgeoning damage as you guys kind of bounce along the riverbed.
And that's me too, right?
Yeah, everybody. But at this point, those are the consequences of failing the skill challenge, and eventually, through trial and error, you guys manage to find a working rhythm, and you make your way up the river until you find yourself. You feel water kind of rushing into like an underground channel, and seeking refuge, you go in, and you guys are about a mile up the river at this point. So, congratulations on your first skill challenge. It was a failure, but you know, that is interesting.
Kicking myself. I should have dashed.
We had 3 successes.
You guys failed 3. All 3 of those failures were advantage rolls, and the DC was 15.
Yep.
So, you know, that was, the dice did not want you guys to proceed.
No.
But that's okay. That just kind of sets a stage for the river monsters.
So banged around, kind of was ragdoll heroes come crawling into this cave.
You guys are all at about 3/4 health, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
Shade in like the typical like, you know, wet cat, you know, like soured expression.
Droopy whiskers.
Yeah. Okay, so the current calms as you enter this like underground tunnel, river tunnel, and it's dark. It is so dark. I mean, you guys have dark visions. You can see to navigate, but
I don't have dark vision.
right. So Thea, I mean, you guys are still roped together. So
Yeah, so I just kind of blindly follow.
you're just kind of feeling along the walls as you go through this tunnel. Those of you up front can kind of see like claw marks in the stone leading in, so you're pretty sure that this is, you know, where you need to be.
Looks promising.
And eventually, after about 100 feet, the tunnel starts to angle up, and then you can see kind of the rippling of the water on the surface as there's a space up above. And I will take you guys to your new map.
As we're getting up to that, Jade
Oh,
at
wait.
least would.
Oh wait! Don't look! Fucking walls! I'm gonna kill somebody. I'm gonna kill
walls that aren't walls.
Orville Redenbacher, founder of Foundry. He's gonna die tonight. Actually, this is my fault because I built the walls in here, and I'm like, job done, well done, look at me go. And then I just totally forgot this whole section of wall in the middle, because I'm a genius. What did you guys see, if anything? Did you see anything?
Nothing. It's actually centered on the tokens in my screen, so the furthest I can see is Crikey's cursor right now.
Really?
Oh, interesting.
Craig, did you see something? Don't say what you saw.
I know why it's named what it's named.
Oh, that's visible, isn't it? Oh, shit. I just, spoilers
Either
abound.
way, we are playing it through.
Yeah, you are. Hey, if this was, wow.
So as Shade gets up near the front, since he's kind of leading, and he sees the rippling, he would kind of tug on the rope and motion for Falbin, the sneakiest of our party, to
Sneaky.
to kind of lead.
Yeah,
At this point.
and I'll like undo the rope.
Yeah, we'd start undoing rope.
I don't know why this one wall is
Except
like
for
invisible. Like you can, it's like hiding the light, but you can still see through it. I just didn't test stuff. Sorry, go ahead.
except for Theo, Shade will kind of keep a hand on, keep the rope tied to Theo and just hold on to it.
Okay.
To make sure he can lead him out. We don't just want to be like, and charge, and leave Theo in the water blind.
Yes. I
Yeah.
appreciate that.
This is a very dark place. The water is like chest high where you guys are now, but it seems to incline up to eventually like a sandy shore to the south. It goes around further to the north.
What are the rules on hit die? Do we need a rest to use those?
Yeah, you'd have to
Yes.
take a short rest.
Should we do that before we try to explore in here?
I mean,
I think that would be a good idea.
do we have time to do that? We just traveled a mile underwater.
Yes, after a mile underwater.
Well, short rest is 10 minutes.
Yes. Yeah, just 10
Yeah.
minutes. Just a
We
breather.
have 1 hour of water breathing.
Oh, that's true. We have to go back, don't we?
Yep.
Oh, yeah. Huh.
Isn't it funny how time pressures keep happening? I don't know who's doing that. Somebody's doing that.
About how much time has passed, would we think, DM?
We're gonna
Can
say
we tell?
we're gonna say maybe half an hour.
All right.
All right, we're gonna move.
I mean, it'll be a lot quicker going back, but you don't know how long this is gonna take.
Yeah.
Right.
And I'll also say to Theo, like, hey Theo, if you want, I can do with Rue what I did with Timon.
Oh, yes. Fire breathing dragon would be good.
All right.
Just a quick question though.
Yeah.
I mean, we're all underwater. Can we talk underwater?
You guys are like
we're-
heads above water now.
Oh, okay.
There you go.
You can still go and
Okay.
talk underwater
So
if
it
you
goes
want.
to like Sandy Beach over here.
Yeah.
Okay.
You're not sure
Okay.
what it does to the north though.
Well, what I'm gonna do then is I'm gonna start to take the lead and move with stealth as best I can to
Okay.
perceive what I can about what is going on.
Sweet.
I can't move my character for some reason.
Really?
but-
Is it still considering the initiative?
no,
We
it
don't
says
have an
we're not
encounter rolling. Can anybody move their tokens?
Nope.
Nope.
Fun. Oh wow. Okay, hold on. Try now.
There it is.
Okay.
So I'm gonna just inch my way forward. I'm gonna come up toward the sandy beach, I think is my plan.
Mm-hmm. As you get closer to the beach, like you can see kind of over on the wall, there's like a chunk of kind of dull white crystal that is like giving off a soft glow in about a 10-foot radius around it. And there are others like that along the wall.
They're like lighting up the cavern.
A little bit. Mm-hmm.
At this point, am I like half above the water?
Yeah, you're starting to get like waist deep and you're sloshing but you're trying to be very quiet. You're moving very slowly.
So I would chug a potion of healing at this point.
Okay. Go ahead and do that, and also roll a stealth check.
Okay.
How quietly are you moving?
that cork just goes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Shit.
And
No, he
stealth check, you
drinks
said-
it. Oh shit. Okay, yeah, you don't go after you drink the potion, so you're safe. Yeah, you can see it opens up into a cave with a sandy floor, and it curves around to the left, and then there's a
At this
narrower
point-
passage forward into the south. Yeah, Shade.
Before Falben goes any farther, Shade
Yeah,
would
I'd
summon
be-
his shadow standing on top of the water.
On top of the water. I love it.
Yeah.
Yeah, let me bring him out. Bring him out.
Perfect.
Can you move him?
I can.
Okay, sweet.
It'd be
I
15
keep
feet
forgetting
from me
that he
right
just
there.
he walks where he pleases.
Yep, exactly.
I love it. This is an alternate dimension where this water was frozen, maybe?
Something like that. Or the cave was dry and there's this is what the level it was at when he walked up,
Yeah.
whatever. Whatever.
At this point, I'd signal to the rest of them to kind of join me up here.
Okay.
Okay. I would move stealthily.
as would Shade try to.
Okay.
Blind would attempt to be stealthy, but he can't see shit. So
Let's
Yeah,
I will
well,
also. I will stay
Shade
with.
still has his rope with him.
which lets me see all the rocks and everything.
I will stay with Theo and kind of guide him along, just so I'm with him and Rue to give Rue the dragon's breath when I need to.
Okay.
Excellent.
Okay.
Appreciated.
We'll have the three of you roll stealth checks. Theo, if you could roll yours at disadvantage.
Yes. Saw this coming.
Ooh.
I did mine roll at advantage.
I mean, it would be that first number.
Yeah, which is still great. I mean,
Yeah.
oh wait, no, I rolled it at Oh no, I've got heavy armor. I'm at disadvantage. That's right. Never
Oh,
mind.
right.
Yep.
Just by
So I
by
am
the
not
nature of wearing
moving.
heavy armor.
I
So
am not moving very stealthy.
you guys all get to your. Go ahead and move into your positions where you were moving to.
I can't see any tokens or anything, so I don't know where to move
You
myself.
could
Trying to
move
get up
Theo
right next to
right up
Fallen.
right up next to me.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah,
That.
if DM could.
Yeah, I literally can't see anything. It's all black for me,
You-
except for little globs of light.
So you can see the little glowy bits of light.
Yes.
Okay. That's all you'd be able to see. So, unless you want to break out your torch.
I'll wait until I hear crazy noises because I feel like that would break stealth.
But anyway, as you guys kind of all bunch up together,
Shade already rolled the nat 1
I
on
know.
stealth, so.
Shade, you accidentally bump into Falben, and your chainmail kind of
Oh no.
and then around the corner you guys hear kind of a
Okay. Then I would light a torch.
cool.
How do I equip my torch so I can actually use it and see?
Well, let's all roll initiative and then see what you guys are fighting.
I'm scared.
Oh good.
All right, and also and Theo, I would communicate to you that I have to touch Rue in order to give it the dragon's breath.
I see.
So.
And I did change the thing, I believe, that was keeping you guys from moving tokens during combat. So hopefully that's no longer the case. I also removed the combat carousel because I think it was killing my frame rate.
Okay.
I know it's visually cool, but it was not playing
That's
nice.
fair.
Yeah.
There's still the combat
works.
tracker on the right.
Yeah, totally.
It works.
And actually, I'll pop that out for the friends at home too. Okay, is Rue in there as well? Or no, he's just on your turn, isn't he?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, so let's go and begin combat. Falbin, you are
Oh no!
you are ready for whatever's coming. What are you doing? I'll change it to free
Well,
movement. There we go.
Yep. I mean, I hear them, but I don't see them.
They're around the corner to the left.
I'm gonna step out.
You step
And
out,
now I see them.
and I'll tell you what you see. You see Animal from the Muppets. No, you see a 8-legged lizard-like creature covered in spines with like a blue-gray stony exterior and piercing eyes. Go ahead and roll a nature check. I'll give you a free one.
Free nature check. I love free nature checks.
And just for time's sake, how about we say we do like one round of combat and then we'll wrap up, if that works for people. Should be.
One round to kill these.
There you go.
Yeah.
Get it done.
Yeah, Davey, like, how's your next week looking?
I mean, my next week is gonna be crazy. So I'm good. Good to go till go for one round.
All
But
right.
I really can't go much past 11.
Yeah, that's totally fine. So this is a basilisk. You have heard about what they can do. You know that their gaze is dangerous and can rapidly transform a victim into stone. To fight them, you're going to have to either brave their petrifying gaze or divert your eyes and attack blind. So you come around the corner and you see it, and it takes you a second, but you like, oh shit. So first off, I'm gonna need you to make a Constitution save, because you didn't know what it was until you rounded the corner. You magically begin to turn to stone. You are currently restrained. You're going to need to repeat the saving throw at the end of your next turn, and if you succeed, the effect will end. If it fails, you're going to be petrified. So,
Whale crap.
you're currently restrained. I'll go ahead and set your status.
Ironic.
It is ironic. Okay, you could probably do something else that would fit with being restrained, because basically your speed is 0. You could still talk. You could still attack. You could still attack.
Yeah, I mean, I would communicate this to these other guys that aren't too far away from me.
Hey,
that,
by the way,
we're
guys.
dealing with some badness.
Just want to let you know.
Yeah. Well, I'm going to attempt to do something about this. Because of my assassin trait, I'm attacking with advantage. I guess it's because I'm restrained, that'll be rolling flat.
It would. This is actually a case where that's very helpful in a weird way.
Yeah. Sad that I don't get to assassinate these.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
So
It's like it was
we'll just,
intentional.
we'll go ahead and rebound dagger that fool. And that's not gonna.
No.
We're gonna inspiration that.
Okay.
There you go.
That inspired strike does hit for 6 piercing damage. And let me see. I think its petrifying gaze is not it's just a feature. It's not a spell, so it's not like you can break its concentration. It's just the nature of being around these things.
Bummer.
Yeah.
All right. I'm going to. I can't move, right?
Nope. You're restrained.
Cool. I'm gonna go ahead and just throw another dagger because it matters.
Okay. Did you tell the others that don't look at these things?
Yes, I shared all the information
Okay.
about Basilisk that I knew from my nature check.
Yeah.
That
He just
guy
turns around and the basilisk is known for its ability to petrify. As he's slowly turning to stone. That second throw, yeah, so you're just like freezing up, and with the last bit of energy, you just like toss 2 daggers, and they both connect. Next up is that basilisk.
Oh gosh.
He sees you freezing up, and he's gonna come in for his dinner.
Do we have the opportunity to look down?
Yeah, you can avert your gaze.
Okay.
So you guys
You
hear.
guys know it's coming. At
Yeah.
least you got a few seconds.
You guys hear the steps, and as long as you guys are not looking at it, you'll be okay. It does mean that any attacks towards it have disadvantage. So it comes up to you, Falbin. It's gonna bite you. It does have advantage because you're restrained.
Yes, it does.
Ouch.
Isn't this fun? Oh, it rolls 2 3s.
I like it.
It seems a little thrown off by your snake hair. Like, it doesn't look very appetizing. Anyway, Theo, you see this basilisk. Well, do you?
I do see the basilisk.
You see it come into view. What do you do?
I'm going to say, aha! I wish my torch worked! And then I would sight down on this bad boy. Oh, I better.
I turned it on for you.
I see! I'm going to do Hunter's Mark on this bad boy.
Okay, so that's a target that you can see, I believe.
Yes.
So
Yes.
I don't believe you could
Yes.
use. You can't use Hunter's Mark unless you look at it.
But he's in the light thing, right?
Are
Am I not in line of sight?
if you look at the basilisk, you're gonna start getting petrified. Maybe.
Oh. Well, is it just looking at him in general or making eye contact?
If the creature starts its turn within 30 feet of the basilisk and the 2 of them can see each other, so not are looking but can see each other, so you have clear line of sight. Yes. So
Do I know if the basilisk dies? Does the petrification end for everyone, or does it remain?
it keeps going until the person breaks free. Or actually, you don't know, but I just told you.
I'm gonna.
You can do your Hunter's Mark. You'll just have to make the Constitution saving throw against the petrification.
Yeah, I'll do that,
Okay, go ahead and roll a con save.
and I'll shoot him two at the same time.
Okay.
Why am I? Constitution. There it is.
Oh boy.
Isn't this
I got
going
this.
so well? Yeah, you actually you shake off the petrification, and between blinks, you're able to cast the Hunter's Mark and then line up a shot with your rifle. And since you're looking at it, it's a normal roll. 12 is it's gonna bounce off the spines on its back, and it doesn't seem affected. That's a bonus action and action. Would you like to move?
So does that mean he takes 6 damage from the Hunter's Mark, or do I have to hit him for the
You
Hunter's
have
Mark?
to hit him for the Hunter's Mark. He is marked,
Okay.
so next turn you don't have to mark him again.
Gotcha. Okay, I'm gonna chill back here.
Okay. Shade, you're up.
What go
Was
next?
Rue gonna do anything?
Oh right, sorry, Rue.
I'm gonna have Rue do.
Claw its eyes out.
I'm gonna. Yeah, we'll stick with the goodie and do the old pinion storm on it.
Okay. Rue will still have to make the con save unless it's diverting its eyes.
I mean, it would have to kind of look at it to line up its sights.
Well,
so
you can still attack. It'll just be a disadvantage. Which, in either case, the 8 is not going to hit. So you just tell me if he was looking or not. Because if he wasn't looking, we'll just.
he would have been looking.
He would have been
Let's
looking.
be honest here.
Have him roll the con save.
As tempting as that would be.
Okay, he's all right. All right, now Shade.
All right, Shades first. He will be trying to avert his gaze. He'll move his shadow over next to this thing.
Okay.
And his first order of business is just stepping up, and he's gonna grab Balbin and try to move him over here,
Okay, yeah.
because he doesn't want that thing just having unrestrained access to
Wide
Balbin.
access. He'll get an opportunity attack against him.
Not forced movement.
You're right. Thank you for catching that. Yeah, that was a test. It wasn't a test. I forgot.
Yeah.
Good point.
That's the one nice thing about moving your allies.
Let's just not have you right there. Cool. And what else?
I guess that would effectively be my action. So I will take my bonus action to get my stance, and just kind of trying not to look at it, waving my glaive in its face so it can't see.
Yeah.
Just trying to be super annoying.
You're gonna be a tough meal. Okay.
I will actually. No, I will do one other thing. Well, actually, wait. I might not be able to do that. Just a second. Okay. Yep. I can't do that. All right. So, yep. That's it.
Okay. Megas.
Oh boy. Oh boy, what to do, what to do, what to do.
Tasty.
Nom, 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 nom.
You know you want to.
I think I'm gonna save the Rue plan for a little bit, because this thing is real dangerous.
Yep.
Yes.
It's a good thing there's just
So-
one.
Yeah, I know. Wait, what?
There.
DM, can I say that because I was traveling in a river at night, I brought my traveling cloak with me?
Sure.
Very good.
Why not?
Okay. I am going to move, like looking down at the ground and navigating off of the bodies of my allies.
Uh-huh.
I'm going to move up here, and I am going to use my fancy new spell, and I am going to cast Rhymes Binding Ice.
Okay. And that's just a save, right? So you're not having to aim it.
Yes, it is a con save. I am going to use Inspiration to force disadvantage on that.
Ah, nice. Okay, yeah. Go ahead and do it. What is the traveling cloak for?
The traveling cloak is coming.
Oh, interesting. All right.
I'm not done. But it is a con save of a DC of 15 that it has to make.
Okay. And you said
And because the-
disadvantage.
Yep.
So that is a 10 and a 16. So we're going to take it to 10.
All right. So it takes 3d8 cold damage, and its movement is reduced to 0.
Wow. You going to roll that damage for us?
Yep. It's like
What's your, like...
Did you say that was in a 30-foot cone?
yeah. So I'm aiming it. I'm trying to aim just threading the needle between Shade and his Shade, because I know there's something there.
So I'm assuming the wall
set it
would...
out this way?
Yeah.
Do walls block this sort of thing?
Yes.
Okay.
You have to have line of effect type of deal.
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah. So like... Oh, 30... So it doesn't target homeboy here, because
What?
well, because this wall is in the way.
He doesn't know about homeboy.
I don't know about him.
Oh, right.
I only see the one.
You
Or, like,
can't-
I'm only aware of the one.
Do you see what I see? Obviously not. Oh, you sweet summer child. 19
I'm
cold.
pretty good with that.
What does the somatic of this look like? Because it's a brand new spell. You're casting it. You're showing it off for everybody.
I'm basically. I'm trying to think of a cool somatic stuff in limited time. But so just for the cheese factor, I'm going to say in my best Arnold Schwarzenegger impression, freeze.
Yeah. Just a wave of cold air, kind of like in that movie where there's like a cold hurricane that takes day after tomorrow, and
That one, yeah.
it like the flags are freezing in place and stuff. Like it's that sort of cold. And the basilisk takes what, 19?
19 cold
Lot.
damage.
It slows down, and it's looking pretty badly injured. I had descriptions of damage types. Where did that go? Damage descriptions for being creative. Cold. Oh yeah, you see like the spines like freeze solid, and a couple of them snap off, and then it shakes, and then blood returns to the spots. Anything else?
And then, because I know that Shade's double is immune to status effects,
Oh, uh-huh.
I am going to move toward it while taking a move over here. I'm going, but like I'm not looking up, so I'm not really aware of it yet. And while taking off my cloak, and I just like head down, thrust my arm out towards Shade's shadow, and say, "Cover its face."
Okay. All right. Love it.
Because you said as long as the two creatures can see each other,
Right.
so it has to see us too.
So you're gonna blind it. Okay.
And
Last
since
in.
it failed its con save, it is frozen in ice, not going anywhere.
Right. It cannot move unless
that's-
something else frees it.
Is it restrained? Is that kind of what it is?
No, it's just its movement is now 0 unless some other creature uses an action to break the ice.
I see. Okay. All right. So the other basilisk is going to move up, and it's going to move up here. 20 feet is its total movement, so it can't move any further. Magus, you guys are all averting your gaze, right?
Yep, I'm looking down.
Yep.
Okay, it's gonna attack the only target, which is the shade. And so that's a bite. That's a 23 to hit.
That will hit.
So the shade, I guess, goes away.
Poofs, and the cloak
Traveling
falls to the
cloak
ground.
falls to the ground, and as your plan to blind the basilisk suddenly goes awry, we will end the session there.
I'm in danger.
Did you guys think we were gonna fight basilisks?
Danger.
No.
No, I was not expecting basilisks.
So it's really interesting because, like, Falbin, you were talking about how you wanted to harvest basilisk blood for its like anti-petrification, and I was like, he has no idea that you're about to fight basilisks. And I thought you were going to think, oh, he heard me talking about that, and so he made the river monsters into basilisks. Nope, they've been basilisks this entire time.
That's
So-
what I really thought.
Yeah, I mean, because it's so convenient. Like why wouldn't it have been me just listening to you and making changes? Nope, it was just a coincidence. Oh,
Harvest these fools.
nice.
I'm not stone.
yep. It's ironic.
I was not expecting basilisks at all, because I think the only time I've run into basilisks so far in my other campaigns was in the abyss, and it was an abyssal basilisk, and we were in like a desert.
Ooh, yeah. I think normally like water is not like the traditional environment for them, but you'll find out why they do their thing later. Yeah.
So in 2 weeks.
2 weeks.
Well, that's why I was
Yeah.
asking if Forge is available next week. What he's looking like.
I am not. I am
So-
not.
That's
I
okay.
will literally be in the middle of driving back.
That is
33 hours each way.
oof.
Oof.
That is okay. I mean, you can if you have internet, you can play like while you're driving. Just
Yeah.
I'm just kidding. We can
I
wait
don't
2
have
weeks.
that type of internet.
We can wait 2 weeks. It's fine.
All right, I will ship you a Starlink to mount on your van.
So, I mean, actually, if any of the rest of you want to like still get together and like do something, whether that's like playing another game, like whether it's a one shot type of like rules light type thing, like I'm down for any of that. But we can talk about that through the week.
I mean, if people really wanted to, if you guys are desperate to play, I'm fine with letting somebody else pilot my character. I don't have, I think, any sensitive information in my character sheet, so.
I don't know all your intricacies. So.
I mean,
all the descriptions are in there.
I could probably make it work.
I mean, you're like, cast shade. He ignores everything, and I use my pike. It's 10 feet. I get opportunity attack, and I am entering my stance. Okay.
It's just the only thing is the manifesting the shade and entering my stance are both bonus actions, so I cannot do both in the same round, which is really annoying.
So just for consistency's sake, we have said in the past if one person is absent and the rest are still down to play, unless there's a role play reason why that's going to be clunky, we'll go ahead and play. So in this case, I don't believe there's anything like specifically shade coming up. So I think we will plan to play if like you did volunteer, but as long as you're okay with that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm good with it.
Okay.
I mean, in my other campaign that I've played, I have played 3/4 of the party.
Right.
So,
At least there's the advantage if it gets recorded.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
You can listen
yeah.
back to it. Hell, I mean, you could even listen to it live. No, we're not doing it live. We're recording it and then posting.
Yeah.
You could pretend to listen to it live, and
I can listen to it later and pretend it was live and pretend I was there.
isn't it so? Yeah. Anyway, okay. So we'll plan to play. Davey, I know you have to get out of here, but like, thank you for joining. I'll go ahead and stop the recording, and we'll join you next week.
Yep.